You go real intense, isn't it?
I'm glad.
He's the Hulk of the group.
If some people talking, that's the thing.
No, I got it. Don't
Talk
repeat
on the
it. I did get it. No.
I'm just saying, innit? Don't do that because.
Hulk smash.
What do you mean Hulk smash? I haven't been aggressive in this podcast at all.
Yes, you have.
When?
For me to be a new person, I'd like to say that there has been times where you have been.
When was I aggressive?
It's been more. It's been more.
When was I aggressive? When was I aggressive in the podcast?
Don't even ask the question.
No, when was I aggressive in it? When was I aggressive?
Right about now, bro.
F Kanye.
Do you know what it is? It's
Kanye.
your passion. Your
Chili con
passion.
carne.
Oh, good.
You know what? You know who lot are?
Rebels are aggressive, though.
You lot
Rebels are aggressive.
You lot are the ones that get black. You lot are the ones that make black men go to jail. You know what I mean?
I knew you was gonna say something like that.
You are the ones
just
that make
being
black
who
men
I
go
am.
to jail.
I'm
How?
behaving how I am normally. You're aggressive.
You're passionate.
Are you gonna rob
No,
me?
yeah, it's the passion that you have,
about
but
it.
the way you express your passion is so intense.
Sun's getting kind of
What-
low, big guy.
What intensity did you see from me earlier?
So, okay, so your eyes do something and your face, and then you go your your body language.
Why are you looking at me for?
And
You
then
said
your
it.
The black
volume
green.
goes slightly
The
up,
black green.
and then it's like you have different colors in your tone when you're talking.
Colours now.
Wow.
Racist.
You know what?
she's
Are
an
you
artist.
talking about his aura or you just talking about his actual colour?
No. I'm sorry, you got analysed today. I hope you're recording that as well.
Analyze in what way? Go on,
recording
say what you're
everything.
saying. Go on, carry on in it.
Yeah, it's all being recorded. I'm gonna put this
Go on,
in
say
there.
what you're saying. Yes.
You get to heaven. I played that to my mum. My mum cracked up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to... Somebody is just bashing away at the microphone.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that is what is happening. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode number 70 of season number 2. Welcome. Hashtag ESN pod on all your social medias, and you can find us at ESN podcast everywhere that you may happen to find us. I am Stavros Boss, and in the room with me tonight I have Big Wahala.
What's good? Big Wahala's back in the building, people.
We have Simple Simon.
Simple Simon's back to humble now. Big Wahala's in the building. You heard?
You respect yourself, innit?
Oh, look at your face.
We have Mr. Wolf.
What's going on, people? Quick proverb.
Did you say Klopp?
Klopp. Did I? No,
Is
I
Klopp
didn't.
on your mind?
Kind of still.
We have Klopp.
After last week, boy. Big up to all the Liverpool fans out there, you know.
Wait, it's halfway.
I know it's only half time, but let me get stuck into this Yoruba proverb. One sentence can mess up a discussion, and one sentence can make it better. Words are powerful. Use them with care. Let's use our powerful words tonight, but let's not use them with care. You know what I mean?
Okay, and we have the actor.
You want to use your words with care?
We always use our words with care.
Or you're going to use them with care right now?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
You're a crook. You're a chief. A swindler. How can you build up a little boy's hopes and then crush them like that? You're an inhuman monster. What's going on, people? It's your boy, the actor. I'm up in the building.
For once, he said it with some emotion.
Yeah, 'cause I
And it was
directed
quite
it to
short
you.
as well.
I don't believe that one.
You don't believe that one?
Is
Charlie
it-
and the Chocolate Factory.
But you said
snap.
that you called him a chief.
Yeah.
Does he call the person a chief in that film?
I was watching that the other day.
Which one? The
The
old one?
original
The
one.
original one. I don't want to watch the new one for.
All right. And also in the room, we have with us a couple of guests, and the actor is gonna introduce them because he brought them here.
Introduce them.
Oh my god.
Introduce them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the lovely Aysha Scott, producer, director, writer.
Hi.
And the lovely Miss Laurelle Jones, producer and director.
Not a mercy.
Out of mercy.
I feel like you saying Mrs. because you're trying to get me married. You
Yeah,
didn't say
why not?
Miss Aysha Scott.
Because you are a Mrs.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi.
Are you a missus?
Nah, bro.
When were you married?
These lovely.
I've been married.
I've been married. I've been done
Then she's
married.
definitely not in a hurry.
These lovely ladies are currently working on a project called Absent, which is around the subject of absent fathers and absenteeism. They've had a change.org petition that has been out. They've also had a law passed by Parliament, if I'm correct.
No, we're aiming to get the law reform. That's what the campaign's about.
No, laugh on the microphone. I want everyone to know that.
What?
No, your friend. Was trying to be nice. So
what's the law that's getting passed? Sorry, go on.
No, it's the petition, right? Your petition.
We've got a petition running, and it's basically to get a law reform to get fathers to be reprimanded for their absence. But this is aimed at fathers who are just absent, not because
Their
the
baby
woman's
mama.
being bitter and nothing like that. It's just fathers that are just getting on with their life. They're able to raise their child. They're working, living their life, but just abandoning their responsibility to the child. So we want stuff like workshop engagement, where they can learn about the effects that they're causing to the child by being absent, because the impact of an absent father is detrimental. It's a massive thing. Like my dad, I didn't meet him till I was 11. He was pretty much absent throughout my whole life, and it had a lot of there was a lot of impact that I had growing up, but I didn't even understand a lot of the effects until my ex-partner became absent to my son with his responsibilities. So for me, he's engaged now. He's been a very engaged father for about 4 years now. So
your father, your son?
No, my son's father. So, but for me, I'm very passionate about the subject matter, because a lot of women are still holding the fort. They're still sorry.
Keep talking.
Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf.
Sorry. Yeah, but a lot of women are still there. Like they're still holding the brunt, and there's a lot of impact that. Obviously, like kids, you got the young teenagers that are growing up doing a lot of crime, just lost out there, and they got fathers out there who can be responsible for them. So
I co-sign
The correct word these days is crud.
Crud.
They're doing a lot of crud.
Oh yeah,
It's funny because
drill. It's drill.
Oh, drill. Yes. We're down with the kids. We're down with them.
I've got a 16-year-old daughter, so
Oh, she knows about the drill and the crud.
yeah, she knows about the drill. My little godson, he's big in it, innit? Russ.
I had this very conversation today, just
What
about absent fathers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, about maybe 3 or 4 hours ago. And it's a very
When he should have been making his way here.
Well, first of all, apologies for everybody because I was late today, and I gave myself more or less an hour and a half to get here, and it took me nearly 2 hours. About 2 hours. Yeah, I drove up here. I should have took the train, but whatever. Yeah, man. But I digress. Absent fathers is now what we probably would consider to be a waste, man. When I hear the term, men are waste, that's the first thing that comes to my head. I know that there's a lot of men out there that do a lot of foolishness, whether it be molestation and domestic violence and things like that.
That's beyond the foolishness, boy.
Yeah, well, it's an understatement to say the least. But absent fathers, and like you say, the impact that it has on not only the child, the family, but on communities and the society.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
massive. We had a conversation on season 1 on how important men are,
And season 2.
Yeah.
How important men are in the upbringing of a child, and if they are considered to be more important than the mothers.
Then the mothers.
Yeah. It was a big discussion.
Yes.
Do you think?
That's what we said.
Oh no, I think a child just needs balance from both parents. They need to understand who they are. So with me, it was because I wasn't one of them baby mothers who was like, you can't see your kid. Like if my ex got back engaged, he would go missing for like 6 months to a year. One time he went missing, but I would never be like, no, you can't see him, because I wanted him to be there. I knew the impacts of obviously myself from not having my father around, so I knew how important it was for him, because I can't teach him how to be a man. So for me, it was so important to have that engagement with him, and I believe men need to. I'm not one of those single women like, oh yes, we're single, we can do it all on our own. No, you cannot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
for real.
Let me explain to you a bit more.
And I'm a strong woman, like. Sorry.
Okay. Let me explain to
Don't
you.
be sorry, man.
No, not like that. But yeah, I'm not one of those. Sorry, I'm not one of those.
One of what?
One of the
She's
One
not
of
a
those
weak
women
woman.
like, oh, I don't need a man
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
the
that.
independent woman
See,
that doesn't
That's
need a
strange
man.
though.
Independent
That's
crap.
strange though, because you said I'm a strong woman, and the women that would tell you that I don't need a man and blah 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 would be the ones that people would actually describe as the strong woman.
Yeah.
But I would agree with you. Knowing what and who you need in your life is a strength. But going back to what we were talking about with regards to
100%.
the fathers being more important, because obviously I just want to touch on it because you were like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reason why we said that is, and the reason why I say it anyway is, and I think it was me that even brought it up at that time. I always said that the dads are like Superman, almost exactly for what you're saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
The mum, and I'm not saying it's important in their grand scheme of things in general. I'm just saying to the actual child themselves, the way that the child looks at them. The reason why I say that is because usually the mum in our society looks after the child every single day, right?
Yeah.
They feed them, they do this, they do that. So obviously, and you're looking at it as an adult on the outside in, the mum is clearly the one that's most important to the child in that case on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
From skin to skin.
Yeah.
From birth.
Yeah,
Even before.
But then this one man or the dad comes in at whatever time he comes in, and the first person that they usually run to will be the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
see what you mean.
he's like the one that is not looking after them all the time, not telling them off all the time, not doing this all the time. So they look at them as
But
some
what
form
type
of
of dad
superhero.
is that then?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying no. When I say not looking after them all the time, I mean they've gone. Maybe I'm
like
talking about
maybe
the
like going
they've
work
gone to work
or-
type thing. So you
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to your.
yeah.
So the woman can't work.
No, you stay at home.
No, he's
That is
just
your
saying
job.
that
Your
in-
job is to stay at home.
He's just saying in
I
that scenario.
can't even be bothered anymore.
I'm
man.
like,
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like you're saying in that specific scenario.
That's what I'm talking. In one particular scenario,
that
when you
scenario.
are the one looking
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
child, you are the one there on
Yeah.
a day-to-day basis looking after the child. Yeah.
So in that
I'm not saying that it
scenario-
can't be the other way around.
right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that in this
But what
scenario,
about a balance? Like you both equally do as much.
Lord, let the man finish.
that's what I said. Don't worry about it.
How did Stav fully turn into
I'm
a Jamaican
arguing.
uncle? His patois was on point, did he?
Yeah.
Let the man finish.
Go and finish what you're saying. So you're saying in that context, from what I'm getting from what you said already, you're saying in that context, the guy could be deemed as the superhero because he kind of comes into the world that's
Yeah.
already been settled with the
Exactly.
mum there,
They
and
take-
so he's a distraction from that kind of mundane that the mum's going through.
In a way, so it's almost like kids take their mothers for granted,
Right.
whereas they don't think they take their dads for granted. Like my dad that's my dad. He's the one most powerful. He's the one that will come in and he can do whatever he wants. Like you never see people in society when they talk about their mum saying my mum's the biggest, strongest mum. They don't say things like that, but they will talk about their dad. My dad's the biggest. He's the strongest. He's the this. He's the that.
They do talk
They
about
do.
them.
Who?
like that.
I get
Who
that.
talks about their mum like that?
But
What you-
when they say strong, they're talking emotionally.
what do you want?
That's what they talk about.
What
Emotional strength.
okay, what does young boys say about their mum that's of strength that makes them sound superhero like?
That she's the strongest one person I know.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
always
a
been
lot
there
of
for
people
me.
say that.
Yeah, I've
Youths.
heard.
I'm talking about youths. I'm not talking about big people that's had their mum all their life. I'm talking about 6-7-year-olds. And they say my mum's the strongest. She's gone through it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Now, I was going to say as well, I hear what you're saying, but even where I was raised, I was actually raised with my parents doing what you've said, where they have that equal balance of them both working. But still, for me, my dad was that guy, even though both my parents were the ones that was working, and I was constantly in like play groups and whatever. Like wherever I was, if you said to me, I'm going to tell your mum, I wouldn't care. The moment you said I'm going to tell her, my dad would be like, oh my God, okay, I'll fix up. Like there was something about my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. There's something there that the dad.
It's not.
So I can hear what you're saying.
Is it fear over disappointment or disappointment over fear?
Yeah, I feel like I did kind of like my mum.
You just take
And
them
then
for
my
granted.
dad was like,
different.
and they both were absent in that sense, in that context. Like
Okay.
they both worked and whatever. So I didn't have a stay-at-home mum, but it still kind of developed in me.
Yeah, I just
What
think
you're
that
saying.
I just think children take their mums for granted. I'm not saying it's a
good thing.
in a way that it's a good thing. I'm just saying I think the reason why men are looked at or dads I should say are looked at as the important one.
Absence
is
makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, in that way. That's a bit maybe the way to say it. So when they do come in, they especially from what I see from girls, they don't want to disappoint their dads. They don't want to do it like boys. Do it.
Oh, from that angle,
But
yeah.
girls, they do not like to disappoint their dads. That's the
Yeah.
one that they look up to. And going from experience, I see girls that tend to have absent dads. It's a problem for them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Like it's a big boys as well, but I think boys you see
Yeah, I was
in
about
other
to say.
ways.
Daddy
But
issues.
because I don't have relationships with boys in that way,
Yeah.
with girls, you can see like the ones that don't have dads or haven't had a dad in their life. Or,
it's quite foreign. It's quite rare for me when I look at my female friends that have absent fathers that you don't find that. There's like one and I was like, oh my God, your dad's not been around. Wow, how are you not like
messed up?
Yeah, because she was like a major exception. And if she then turned, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but even then,
no offense, but like,
even then, you're seeing it from one side. In a relationship, she may have bits that you don't know about.
Serious.
Can pop up and be like, "Rah, why you like this?" It's like, well,
how about that?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question in regards to the Absent project?
Yeah.
Are you just mainly directing it at absent fathers?
No, it's not just at absent fathers. It covers the dynamics really of just the broken home. So it goes into the generational cycle of how it can be repeated. Like my mum was a single mum. I became a single mum and around the time of like the same age that my dad disappeared was the similar age. Like when I was like in my 30s, it was like his history kind of thing repeating. And it also covers like obviously the bitter single mum who doesn't allow the father to have the relationship with the child. And there is a small story of a single absent mum in the film, so it just covers the whole dynamics and
I've seen a couple of
goes into because it does happen.
Okay, so all right, on this topic then of parents and not letting the other parent see the child and having issues with looking after the children, let's talk about Kelis and Nas. They're going,
I hate you so much right now.
They're going through a custody battle right now.
Is that what they're actually going through?
I believe so.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
But
Simple Simon.
Are you old enough now that they don't have to have a custody battle for them?
He's 9.
So how many? But they've been broken for time though.
He's 9.
They haven't been together for a while, but I think it's a long-standing issue. But irrespective of that,
It's
a
still,
son or a daughter that
it's
they
still
have?
another
I think.
another 9 years that they're gonna be responsible for him until they can kick him out on the streets. And
I think what you're trying to say is they should have sorted this out a long time ago.
Oh no.
9 years old.
Why can't they share contact?
I don't know. Maybe they live in different states for all I know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so go on, go on, give us a background on what you know and what you don't.
So I know Simple Simon is more up on this than I am because you actually listened to the interview, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched the whole interview.
Wow. Okay. So I
Yeah,
just saw little plucks and plicks. But there's two issues here. One about the actual, seeing as we're talking about parenthoods, there's one about the parenthood of the child and the co-parenting and whatnot and the custody thing. And then there's a second issue, and I'll let you flesh that out after you've well. So Simple Simon, you take point, please.
So basically, Kelis has come out and done an interview. This is the first interview that I think she's ever done with regards to the subject matter. She doesn't talk about it usually, and apparently she just woke up one morning and decided that she's had enough. So it's a Hollywood Untold interview, and the interview is a scathing one, I would say, but it's really weird because she dishes out a number of dub plates, but there's no malice.
Okay.
It's just like she just appears to be telling events that have happened as a matter of fact, and it just sounds like shaggery to the point where even afterwards I sent the interview to these guys and I was like, you know what, we might have to say fuck Nas as well.
Yeah,
know?
but what was the thing that
You get me? You haven't said.
Well, okay, so so first of all, it was about his personal character. He's a bit of a narcissist. There was domestic abuse. There was verbal abuse, verbal and physical abuse.
He's a drunkard.
He's a drunkard as well.
Yeah,
He's a fake and a forgery.
A fake and a forgery. This is the big one.
All the black power stuff.
All the black power stuff and all the rest of it. That's not really him.
But I'm just gonna say that I'll be telling man that Jay-Z said that from day, yeah.
All right, whatever.
He said it from day, yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, so she's saying, yeah, all that kind of stuff is like is a fraud, and he does care very much about his image, and
anyone that has such a crisp haircut as he does all the time, must care about his image.
Yes.
So is it black girls lost, or is it Shorty owes you for ice?
Bruv,
I'm just saying, innit?
so
Just because he wears a kufi don't mean that he's right.
so she's basically saying that the Nas that we've known and the image that has been cultivated over this extended period of time is very different from the human being that is Nasir. So yeah, they're going to court on custody battle. I think at the moment he's paying about $8,000 a month, she's saying that doesn't cover all of the stuff that the child does, but she doesn't care about that. And he's only just recently started doing it.
He gave her a lump sum of money though, like a big lump sum of money when they get divorced.
Okay, but
so I don't know. I remember everybody was looking at that money like nobody even knows had that money.
Right, so anyway, it was an interesting interview, right. Namely because Nas has said stuff about her a lot, whether it be in music, whether it be in interviews, whether it...
He's never said anything bad about Kelis.
He's been talking about her.
I've never seen Nas say anything bad about Kelis.
He might not have said anything bad, but he's been talking about her. She hasn't spoken about him at all.
He mentioned stuff in his album, the one after the last album, but I don't recall him ever saying anything outside of that in the interview or anything like that.
I've never heard him speak of
and Kelis. I don't even know if he said anything bad in the album. Really, he said that we had a love and that's that and whatever. Blessings now that we're not together, kind of thing.
Slanderous.
Yeah, I don't recall him being like vindictive or anything like that.
He hasn't slandered Kelis.
Who remembers when what's his name, Giggs? Was speaking about.
I think we'll change the subject.
Just let me land. It's the problem with this guy, isn't it?
Say what you're saying. Say what
you get me. You're saying that they should let him land, and now you're doing the same. Come on, shut up there. When Giggs was speaking about what's this guy's name, Samuel L. Jackson, and Samuel Jackson was talking about upset that all the British actors are coming over and blah blah blah. What Giggs said is that, you know what, I used to like this guy, but now. Fuck you. And that's kind of how I feel about Nas.
Why? Because of the interview?
Why?
Because of the domestic violence and everything. Because if it is true...
Okay, that's the point. You have to ask, is it true? Because you've heard one side of the story and now you've already established...
And this is the thing, is that if it is true, it's like... I don't want to feel like I'm really hope that it's not true. But, Nas is seen in the hip-hop world as a god.
No, by you guys.
Well, okay. I know that you are feeling Jay-Z
in the hip hop world.
No. I've been telling you that Nas is a fake kind of fraudulent for a long period of time.
That's fine.
That's from you.
Okay.
Nas is being held in high regard.
A majority of the hip hop world, this guy is regarded as a god, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
After Rakim, he's the second god MC.
Hip hop legend, bruv.
Yeah, but one thing. Let me correct you on something. Yeah, the domestic violence stuff. She said, and she kept saying it. It wasn't one-sided. They fought.
She was going into...
They fought.
It doesn't matter.
They fought.
So, okay, all right.
No, what I'm saying is, we know that he shouldn't be hitting her anyway.
But she took responsibility.
She took responsibility. This is what made this interview so thinkable for me. Because when I listen to people talk, I listen to them talk and I look at body language, I look at the way that they phrase something. Because people tend to give themselves away with the order of their words. So I'm very like... with diction and stuff like that, I look at it very, very deeply. So I listened to her talk, and the one thing that I kept noticing throughout the whole thing is there was no point where she was taking victim status.
But there was one thing that she said.
Being real.
There was one thing that she said in relation to the way that she looked after a fight or a beating.
Yeah.
And she kind of mirrored it to Rihanna.
Yeah.
That Rihanna's face looked like her whole body.
Yeah.
And bruv, I'm sorry, if that's the case, I don't care whether they were fighting or whether she's taking acceptance of anything. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, she said one of the reasons that she left him was after the Rihanna and Chris Brown fight, and she saw the pictures of Rihanna. She thought, wow, even though I'm not the type of person to necessarily put it out there, that's my life. Yeah, that is what I've been through, like and that was one of the pivots. Yeah, that was a wake up call.
That was the catalyst that just said.
Then she decided to leave.
What do you ladies feel when you've heard this news about someone that is deemed to be a legend, especially in the black community?
What, someone like Nas? I haven't.
Before you continue, I just want you to know that you are now talking for all black women everywhere, all over the world.
I knew that was coming. That's why I was like, that's why I was like. That's why I didn't even talk first.
No pressure. This
I knew it was coming. I'm talking from Laurelle, from South London, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I don't really watch people. So for me personally, I just feel that you should never hold people high, no matter what they're doing. Like, so yeah, he's great. His lyrics are great. But then when I hear stuff, I just feel like nothing surprises me in this world. I think everybody's capable of what they're capable of. So I'm not so like intently like, oh, another one. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know. And I feel like where you're saying that she's taken responsibility and it's been a two-way thing, I kind of like and respect and value the fact that she's come out with it now, and the way that she's chosen to do it is very different to, like you said, doing the victim thing. She could do that. Like, I'm not there. No one knows. No one's there. Do you know what I mean? But it is sad, but I think it's also real. to remember that anybody's capable of anything. People go through their trials and tribulations. We don't know what's in his head as to why he is like that, whether there's triggers, whether there's things in his past, and that unfortunately them two got caught up in it or whatever. But yeah, that's my opinion.
And as well, some people can bring out the worst in each other as well. So that might be the perception that they gave each other, but he might be different with a different woman.
Yeah,
if she's saying that they're fighting and stuff like that, then it obviously was a two-way thing. We don't know if she wasn't the one drawing the licks first.
Well, I can relate to that, boy.
Or
He used to get a good
doing
beating.
certain things.
It's true. Yeah, he can relate. He means it. He used to get a good beating before.
Look at you people, man.
We're talking his business. He's like,
oh God.
can't man talk.
He is the male Kelis.
I think a lot of the thing. One of the things you said, Laurelle, about the fact that you're happy that when she brought it out, that's the thing that people are having actually a problem with.
Yeah.
The timing of when
I can imagine.
Because of the fact that they're now going through this court process. That's when you want to release an interview.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people are saying, I don't believe her.
Yeah.
And you know what some other people are saying?
What?
They're saying, because Mr. Wolf said he's leaning towards the side, or he's thinking now, is it F Nas as well?
Mm.
And you brought up, I think, but you need to hear both sides. Some women, and some men, in fact, let me not push this on the women. Some people are like, you don't need to hear both sides.
Oh, wow.
It's if she says that she was hit, especially if she said that she's hit back, yeah, especially if she said she hit back as well, then there's no need to hear both sides. He is a woman beater and F Nas.
If I, because I didn't know that she said that she was hitting him back as well.
Oh yeah.
If I heard that from I would have said probably, okay, they were fine. There's no.
She said that. She said that.
From time a woman taking responsibility for giving a man a beating as well, something happened there.
Because the interviewer was like, oh, you said that the domestic violence was he beating you, and she was like, let's not make any misconceptions here. We used to fight. Like I might be short, I might be small, but I can throw a punch.
She looked like she can handle herself.
I used to love that woman.
She said I'm from the Bronx, but I can handle myself.
Yeah,
So
I used to love
she
Kelis.
probably was drawing the licks then as well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That could be an ego thing then. It could be that I don't want to seem as this little. I was the woman that came out with the coloured hair, said I hate you so much right now, tossing things all over the house. Maybe I don't want to seem as the type of person that's hit by little Nas, pretty boy Nas.
Yeah, she would kept on going, I'm strong, and she kept on mentioning her strength as well.
Maybe.
But with regards to this Nas thing, as I said, I've never been one that's. I've always said Nas.
We get your point.
Let me speak in it. Throughout his history, Nas has never been consistent with it, innit? Nas has never been consistent. So I don't know why people are going like to say that Nas is a one straight person, that he behaves this certain way. He hasn't. He flip flops all the time. So why?
I don't think he does, bro.
Of course he flip flops all the time.
He does.
Flip flop. Give me the definition.
1 minute Nas is Islam. Next minute Nas is Christian. 1 minute Nas is meant to be the prophet. He speaks all of these good words. Next minute, Nas wants to be a gangster.
So yeah,
again, like Jason said,
a lot of rappers do that.
1 minute it's black girl lost. Next minute,
Tupac
show it open for
does
us.
that, right?
And I think Tupac does exactly the same material as well. I don't respect Tupac either.
yeah, but
There's a difference between Tupac and Nas.
But you're trying to suggest that somebody should be one dimensional.
Why?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna put yourself out there as one particular person, be that person. Don't decide you're gonna be a
I
different
think
person.
that's a lot of pressure
as
for somebody.
people- no,
People evolve every day.
No.
People evolve every day.
Stop evolving then. Sit down.
Nah, bro. Like you're a human being, innit? Like you change your mind, you change your likes, you change your interests.
No.
Sometimes for health, sometimes naturally. So just because you're now on a platform, why should you not show people that is your journey?
I actually agree with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, but I don't
agree.
think that is for his growth. I think it's for this is what's hot right now. I'm gonna pretend to be that.
I think the thing with
You
Nas
can hate
is,
me now.
I think the thing with Nas is for better or for worse, the image he first, when he came out, he changed the direction of rap. He pushed it in this direction, and part of that direction was this: I'm a teacher. Remember he was 17 or 18 when he put out his first album. Yeah, I'm the young scholar. I'm the black leader. No, whether he didn't necessarily have to say that, but that is the position that he was put into. So hip hop put him in that position. You are the new leader of hip hop. You are the scholar, and you are the one that we are using to spearhead the real hip hop movement. And he took that baton and ran with it. Yeah, which is fine. But the thing is, I think, like has been said, he's a human being. He has different facets. He has different sides. Whether we put all the emphasis on him, he still has that side of him where he wants to go to the strip club, where he likes splashing out on expensive jewelry and clothes. And when he mentions that in his music, some people were put off because it's like, well, in your first album, you just spoke about the streets and this kind of life. And it's like, well, I'm rich now, so I don't have to talk about that stuff.
No.
Jay-Z even says that, if you want me that in my first album go by my first album because
No.
that's not me anymore.
I'm not talking about that type of stuff. Even if you want to go to strip clubs and all that stuff, that's not a problem. But in the first album, you was watching from your project window.
Yeah.
Then the next album, you're the one that's busting the guns. Why? When you got money now, suddenly you're busting the guns.
Well, that's the only thing I would say.
Suddenly you before you was a normal person and you're watching the crime, and next minute you're Escobar.
Yeah,
Bro, he's a fake. He's a fake. Nas is a fake.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright,
I'm saying it now.
okay.
And let me not say he's a fake his whole career, because at one point he did just say, you know what, I'm this Nas. Let me just be who I am, and then start rapping how I rap. He's the first couple of albums he's decided he wanted to try and be what was hot, and that's what I don't respect. Just be you in it. You're meant to be the baddest.
First couple
MC.
or the second couple?
Nas is a wicked lyricist.
The first
man.
album was
Don't
him.
listen to Wahala, man.
I've never once said that Nas is not a good lyricist. You know,
he's a legend.
I said
man.
he's a fake.
He's a fake lyricist, is what you're
Do you
saying.
know what the thing is? But being you, especially in the climate of the entertainment industry, you can't always be you. You can't honestly be yourself. You can't be one-dimensional. You have to be multifaceted.
But people are
everything
not
you do.
people are not one-dimensional though. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can have a what's his name, Umar Johnson, who's supposed to be pro-black or whatever. He found somebody in the strip club. That's the person that he wanted to. So you're not one. No one's one-dimensional.
I'm not saying people are one-dimensional.
You said
I'm
he's
saying
supposed to be pro-black.
There's nothing wrong with what's
it's
pro-black got to do
how-
with strip clubs?
What do you mean?
What's wrong with what? You can't be pro-black and go to the strip club. That's a black business right there. What's wrong?
If you look at the exchange that happens in a strip club,
Is it right for a priest to go to a strip club?
No, the dynamics of it. Yeah, the dynamics of it doesn't.
Jesus walked with Mary Magdalene. There's nothing wrong with
talking
it.
about
Yes,
morals.
they're saying that she wasn't actually a prostitute, by the way.
Yeah, he's talking about the morals,
She
innit?
probably was.
The whole morals behind it. You know what I mean?
It's kind of It's kind of like
this guy, this man mountain. He's massive. He was in London about a couple of weeks ago.
no. It's kind of like the only other analogy I can give is like you being for black empowerment and black excellence, but you sell crack. Like the two things are kind of like you're kind of
like Nas.
Oh my god!
I think the
But
thing
it could
with
be
the strip
depend
club-
what you're doing it for.
The thing with the
You're selling crack to the same black people that you want to be black excellence.
Yeah,
If you're trying to make money to build
yeah,
an
but selling
empire,
crack.
So
will
you
kill
let
people.
some suffer to get the bigger picture.
Yeah, but who's suffering
you
when
go.
you're
I'm not saying I
stripping?
agree.
You can't trust your friends, you know, bro.
I'm not saying it's how life works sometimes.
Strippers ain't suffering. They're getting money.
We're going completely off the topic, but let's go back. Let's go back to what we said. So, what were you actually talking about? Because Nas
We're
is
talking about
Nas is at least-
parenting and co-parenting, the custody of Nas and
That's the rubbish bit, man. Let's talk about the beatings.
All right,
But we've spoken about the beatings
But
anyway.
it's the thing though,
Let me-
because
let me-
we said F Nas, yeah. But a couple of weeks ago, we were saying fuck,
We said F-
Fabulous as well, yeah.
we said F Fab.
Hold on, but now Fabulous and the woman is back together again.
It doesn't matter.
So
Still
we're
fuck
hold on,
him
wait.
still.
So we're screaming the thing, but the wife ain't screaming the thing.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
I was
matter.
about to say, whose fault is it that
Fuck
they're
her.
back together? Did she go back to him?
I have no idea,
It
bro.
doesn't matter who they're back together. They went back to each other.
Like I said, I told you a lot about my cousin as well. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like,
So but I'm asking,
after I didn't go and deal with the situation, she was back with.
but I'm
the man
asking the
again.
question: the same energy still? If the person goes back to them, we still have the same energy, yes?
No, you do. You do have the same energy
have the
because
same energy.
your dynamic isn't about the two people involved. It's about the principle of what's happening.
Is that principality?
You know, actually, that is a good question. And let me ask the ladies here because we have spoken about it. So you're not just speaking for every woman, but I just want to hear your point of view.
Every woman,
It's all in me.
Anything you want, baby.
You won't take it too far. innit?
Naturally.
If a man has been
Where
known,
did the deep O come?
we only got 2 hours. If a man has been known to hit a woman,
It is known.
yeah.
Yeah.
and then they break up for some time, she leaves him, but then after weeks or a month, she get back together with him. Now you have this issue with this man. Let's say it's even your friend, or for instance, do you continue to not? So you know the dude. You stop talking to him, you cut him off because of what he's done. The person that has gone back to him is happy to go back to him. Yeah, don't even have any children. Can't even say it's for the children. Like, I forgive him. Yeah, he's done wrong. I forgive him. Do you also forgive this dude as well, or is it just, well, I can accept? You can accept it, but I can't.
This
With the-
forgiveness thing. Go on.
I don't get involved because some women, they go back. If you're going back, then you obviously, my mum always used to say that they like it because
your
No.
mum is roll deep.
not like that.
BDSM at air, boy.
No, we had a neighbour and she used to get beat by her boyfriend, but then she'd kick him out, and then he would be back like a thing. And my mum would say she likes it because what you doing there, kind of thing. Like you must like the beatings. I think my neighbour as well.
I think some of it has to do with it's not necessary that you like it though, because I feel like for you to get physically abused, I think that it started before, and it's like a mental and emotional abuse for you to, because no one would naturally.
What do you mean started before?
Like, I mean, as in it, like it would have been emotional abuse first and mental abuse before it becomes physical, in my mind.
So it builds up, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm saying that you've already kind of broken that person's spirit and who they are for them to accept the hitting.
Every person that's been a victim of domestic abuse is weak, is what you're saying.
I'm saying to an extent, which is why they sometimes go back, they can't leave, because they've already, because in my mind you've made them feel like they can only have you, which is why they kind of stay, or they justify why the hitting or whatever is happening. And the only reason why I can think that's happened is because mentally you've been broken.
What about the other side? That we talked about people not being one-dimensional. What about the idea that you may genuinely like the person, and the thing you don't like about them is when they get into that space where the violence happens. Right. And after that violence has happened, you know that there's going to be X amount of time before the next time they get into that space where the violence will happen again. But you like the person, you just don't like that.
Yeah, that thing. So that's like, I can put up with that thing because it's only one, but everything else is like amazing.
Like this is my person, and if it wasn't for that bit, they would be perfect.
Yeah.
So you're then looking at,
that's you making a choice, a conscious decision. Like you see the crap and you're choosing to say, okay, I'm gonna stick with that.
It can be some of that.
And there's always people at a point that thinks, all right, that one little bit that I don't like, if I work hard on it, I can change
that about him.
This guy's the breadwinner. He's bought the house.
That's the big thing.
He's married me. He's good with my parents. He's got money. He's good in bed.
The community loves him.
The community, all of that stuff.
I don't know that guy.
But once every other month, I get a beat down.
There's also no one believes me. No one
because the appearance is that he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Because of all
it's
of that
manipulative, isn't it?
Yeah, shout out the pastors out there.
But that again isn't that again working on the mental state?
I'm not disputing about the mental thing in regard to that.
You also have the women who have seen their mothers go through it, and then it's a natural cycle that takes place, that they almost feel like it's something that is accepted because they've seen it.
That's a question we don't ask,
What?
Because obviously there are men that have been victims of domestic abuse with the same dynamic just flipped. How do then, like, a son? So, for example, when we talk about domestic violence, the automatic presumption is that it's a man beating a woman. Yeah. So I'm saying that same dynamic but flipped. So he's seen his mum hit his dad. And the dad is the victim. How does that then affect a son?
I don't know.
It could create that they think that's acceptable. I've seen that's a bit personal. So I've seen an and a man have always attract women that are quite abusive. Right? Oh wow! And then their children have started to be quite soft and attract women that are quite abusive as well. So I've seen that be a recurrence the other way.
Those type of men, they usually call it a fetish thing. That's how they would probably establish it. It's a fetish. He likes people to beat them and all them things.
Yeah, shout out Lady
Andromeda.
But the children can pick it up as well, because I know a situation where the son is being abusive to his mum.
Yep.
He used to see the dad be abusive to the mum. So then now he's like saying same things.
He's abusive to his own mum.
Yeah.
Because they've
seen it.
That
happens a lot,
his dad, and he's like
happens a lot in Asian families.
Asian families,
a lot of Asian families. Let me not say a lot, but it happens in Asian families where the because they put the firstborn son to such a high level to the point it's even higher than the mum. The boys all clapping up the mum.
Okay. So let's continue down this vein of fractured relationships and issues within stuff like that, and talk about Bill Cosby. So he's now been found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault and could face up to 30 years in prison.
How old is he? He's like 80.
Is that the historical?
This is the one that happened
13 or 14 years
ago.
So I think this is like the one where
it's not the historical one.
Most of them are out of when you say historical.
Well, there's some that happened like 20, 30 years ago that can't be tried.
Yeah, statute of limitations in America after a certain amount of time.
This is the most recent one.
Yeah, so a lot of the people that have accused him of doing something because it's such a long time ago, they actually can't prosecute legally.
Okay.
So this one is one that's happened within a time period where it's still legal, and he got done.
Yeah, the first one was a mistrial because the jury couldn't come to a decision.
Yeah, it was 6 and 6. I think it's 12 in the jury. So
and then this one, they found him guilty. So and I'll tell you what, I don't mean to make fun of this thing, but the social media have just battered this guy, bruv. With all of these memes or memes, they have killed him, bruv. Is it memes or memes?
Memes.
Oh.
It's whatever you want to call it, sir.
Yes.
Whatever you want it to be.
Old man Logan.
My question still though is, what's the evidence? How does the evidence work in this?
I wasn't there in the court, man, so I can't tell you. I don't
There must
know.
be enough evidence
normal,
to
like
convict
just
the
in
guy,
general,
man.
what could be evidence?
Well,
Or,
yeah, like for something that happened 13 years ago.
they'd
like,
have to go through like forensics,
psychological
like
things and stuff as well.
And they had character witnesses.
And he admitted some of them.
Other women said he's admitted that he's given the quaaludes. So the thing was, he would give quaaludes to women during a personal meeting with them. They would he would claim that it's knowingly, and then they'd have intercourse afterwards, or they'd have some sort of sexual contact. The women are claiming that I didn't know that I was given the drugs. I passed out, and then upon awakening, I was abused. A lot of the issues stem with a lot of them came back, so they would continue to have some sort of relationship with him. And then another thing is obviously none of you brought this up after X amount of years. So this comes down to the question of non-belief. Well, why did you wait 10 years? Why did you wait 20 years? Why did you wait 30 years before you brought this up? And so these are the issues there.
No, but I'm talking about from an objective point of view, like evidence.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, one of them is character witnesses. So other women came forward. There were, I think, 3 women that came forward.
Who weren't allowed in the first trial, by the way.
And they said he did the same thing to me. So if I've got a witness, if I've done something, or if let's say somebody's accusing me of stealing from a shop, and there's no CCTV of me doing it there, but other shop owners have said I've seen him and he stole from my shop, then that is just a damning,
I hear what Simple
thing.
Simon is saying though, because like 14 years ago, I mean, you have mentioned
The man did the thing, man. The man did the thing.
I know, but
all
I'm
of
just
this
saying.
back and forth. The man did the thing. He said he did the thing. He said it himself. I drugged the women. What is the big deal?
Yeah, but if the woman
I'm
knowingly
not
takes the
disputing
drugs,
that
Who is going to knowingly take a drug to make them pass out?
Quaaludes don't just make you pass out.
But that's what his one was.
it gives you the high.
Quaaludes doesn't
Some
necessarily
people, yeah.
make you pass out.
It was a legal drug at one point.
Yes.
It was legal.
Yeah, but it also depends on the individual's constitution if they can take the actual.
Man
take the
said
drug.
constitution, big words
Thank
with all 3 syllables and that.
con and the and then the two in it.
Jeez.
Go on, say
So
what
no,
you said.
it's whether their body can
It's
take
4
can
syllables.
take the drug.
Right.
So if they can't actually take it properly, then obviously they're gonna have a damaging effect on them. They might.
That's
pass
something
out.
I don't even
They
get what
might-
the-
they
what does
might
that mean?
drugged
be in
them and raped them. 50 of or 60.
There are
of
some
people.
there are some people in the pro-black community that are saying that this is all a conspiracy to bring down the great
the black
Bill
legacy.
Cosby.
Because he wanted to buy
No
a
one
network
cares
or
about
something.
Bill Cosby
He wanted-
anymore.
he
Aisha
wanted
knows
to
all
buy-
about it. The South London
yeah.
knows what
He
she's
was
talking
gonna
about.
buy
He wanted to buy. Sorry,
TV
go ahead.
network. Yeah, no, go on.
No, he wanted to buy a television network, one of
Right.
the biggest in America.
Did he really?
And-
Because
Yes.
there's not evidence that he actually did.
No.
Oh, so hold on a minute.
There's evidence that man raped, but not evidence that
The-
he
the-
raped
that
a
he
man.
wanted to- no, basically, I mean, we all know about the whole system that we're in, and for us as black people to have some real prominent media outlet for us to show, for us to show who we are and what we can do, they weren't about to have that.
Oprah's got
Do
a
you
network.
understand?
So hold on,
Exactly.
Mr. Wolf. Do you think they brought him
Operate
down?
inappropriately touched.
One out of
And
Dead
she
no
made
matter.
her own. She didn't try and buy another one.
Yeah.
So are you saying that
one out of how many millions? But anyway,
do you think that there is a whiff of conspiracy in this, Mr. Wolf? Because I'm using your name because I want you to say it on your behalf. No one else's.
I wouldn't count it out.
Okay.
The man did the thing.
Aisha, do you co-sign what Mr. Wolf is saying? Do you think there might be a whiff of conspiracy in this?
What with regards to obviously
bringing
the
down of Bill
TV
Cosby.
network and stuff? Yeah, it could be, but then it's possible that he could have been drugging these women as well. And yeah, they might have waited many years, but it's very hard for a woman to come forward with stuff like that.
It's also very hard to talk into the mic. I
Oh,
understand
sorry. But with abuse, it's not a thing, and especially like of Bill Cosby's status and stuff like that. So to come forward and be that woman that brings him down. But why would so many women say it?
I'm not. See, the thing about me is I'm not actually arguing for whether he's guilty or not guilty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Based on the same thing you just said, the number of women and all the rest of it, I think that's probably true. If I wouldn't say all of the women that it's happened to, I would say may have been chance.
Well, one said that she was lying, innit?
There may have been times when the two of them were taking drugs and he didn't actually drug the person. I think there may have been times where they were both off their faces. But the point I'm getting to here is we have a system that can convict somebody of something from 13 years ago, and whether you say witness statement or not, that is still your word against somebody else's. And then we have equally other stuff that's going on that we catch on CCTV camera, and people don't get convicted for it, and it's a lot more clean and cut.
Let's focus on the thing, man.
No, but that is a very good point, though, bruv. You know what I mean? I hear what you're saying about focus, but this is how we look at the justice system, innit? The justice system is not for us. So no one's disputing the fact that, I mean, I personally think that Bill Cosby.
Okay,
I believe that
we'll see with the Weinstein thing if the justice system is balanced.
No. I don't need to see. I know that the justice system is not for us.
But there is an example there that we could see of the balance.
Well, I can talk about Woody Allen. I can also talk about Roman Polanski.
Did Woody Allen?
Woody Allen's a flipping paedophile.
Yeah, but did the girl himself come through and say that he had sexual relations with her before a certain age?
No, but the wife did.
Which wife?
Was it Anna? What's her name? Anna something. The wife.
Let's just
came
know
forward
that
and said,
R. Kelly.
Hold on.
The wife came forward and said he has been inappropriate to our daughter. And she's seen it.
But the daughter
never came forward.
Well, then that's again, if the daughter themselves is saying that nothing's happened.
Due to fear. There's many reasons why she didn't come
forward. But none of the women have come forward for R. Kelly either. And we condemn him.
Yeah, but he hasn't been convicted either, though, has he?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
We still condemn him.
Because
no,
Woody
one of them
Allen
did come forward.
But because Woody
one of them
Allen
did come forward, and then they didn't go to jail. They didn't go to court. So one of them actually did go forward. So
Woody Allen and Roman Polanski haven't been convicted, innit? It doesn't mean
yeah, but they haven't been convicted because no one actually came to charge them.
Where?
No. Roman Polanski, he did. He run off to the next country and they left him.
Oh, that one, yes, okay. All right, sorry. But with regards
and he's winning Oscars after all of this stuff. They're still giving man awards.
And the thing is with Woody Allen, he ended up marrying the girl.
Yeah, that's. I'm not disputing any of these people are disgusting human beings. You know, I'm just saying that these people didn't come forward. These ones for Bill Cosby came forward, and the ones for Weinstein came forward. That's what I'm saying. You can have that thing. If whatever happens to Weinstein, if it doesn't happen to Weinstein, then you can say what?
Roman Polanski got bail and then said latest. He said latest. And talking about that bail thing, you know that dude that went into the Waffle House and shot up a bunch of black people and he was disarmed by an unarmed black person. You know he got $2 million bail.
$2 million.
$2 million bail. He killed 4 people. Everybody saw it. Got bail. After the uproar, and people were like, hold on. So when these people get no bail for weed and for this and that, and you're putting them away for all manner of nonsense, but you're giving the dude that was blatantly killed 4 people, you're giving him bail for $2 million. So they retracted it. I think in that state, I think the thing is that you're meant to give bail. It just matters how high it is. I'm not 100% sure, but what I read somewhere is that in that state, you have to give the option of bail. So what they do is if they think it's something like it's really bad, they just put the bail super high and expect you not to be able to pay it. But $2 million, I don't think it's super high because there's enough white supremacists out there that would be like, you know what, I'll put in $20 into a GoFundMe to get this guy out of jail. You get me?
But the judges determine the bail off their own bias, don't they? They don't. It doesn't go down to anything else. The judges just say, right, you know what? That's what you done.
That is
Donald Trump is the other one, isn't it? There's a woman that's supposed to come.
There's bare women that said he molested them, and that was it.
Like, he's the president. Name Trump is the president. But Bill Cosby did the thing.
14 women, I think.
Bill Cosby did the thing. Let him go to jail for the thing.
I think no one here is disputing that he shouldn't go to
I don't even know what we're having the discussion about, actually. What is the actual discussion about? That's the fact that he's
been convicted, innit?
Yeah. For 30 years
he's saying that Bill Cosby done it. No, you're making it out as if we're trying to...
No, I'm not.
Exonerate him.
I'm not making it out at all. I'm saying I don't understand what the point we're having this conversation. The way I did the thing is going to prison. What's the conversation?
Hang on, Laurelle, you said something like 30 years and he's already 80. Do you think that's wrong?
No, I'm saying I thought that was the point, that the fact that the age he's 90, he's 30, he's basically dead.
He's dead now.
So what does that mean?
No, I'm saying I thought that was the point, that it's that age is finally
That's
come
the point of the whole discussing it in the first place.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's it, innit? He's dead.
He's going to die in jail.
He's died.
Good.
He's died.
He's going to jail.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with him.
Do you think they'll trouble him in jail?
Yeah, everybody gets trouble.
There's a celebrity Joe, you know.
Or where they play golf.
It don't matter. Do you think they'll trouble
Is
him
there
in jail?
celebrity jail?
There's jails where they put you in a section where it's other. Yes.
Oh yeah, you
basically
get on
Yeah,
a different
privilege.
ward than that.
Yeah.
Damn, boy.
Yeah.
Because is it meant to protect you because they feel like
Yes,
'Cause it
because
was-
yeah.
as a politician
Because
or as a
general
celebrity,
general population, obviously. But what I'm saying to you is, amongst that area
that
in
area
jail,
because of what he's in there for, they're gonna want to do it, man.
and because they're human beings as well. There's some human beings that are just on crud, innit? They don't matter where they are.
I just feel that I feel they'll take the stories that they read and be like, "You did this, yeah.
Yeah,
You did this, yeah."
Could be. Who knows, man? Who knows
Yeah.
again?
Okay, then talking about jail, Meek Mill has been released after several months in prison. He actually now got a bail because he was put in without bail because of breaking his what do they call the thing?
Probation.
He broke his probation. He went to the judge who has been dealing with him for the past 11 years, I think it was,
Yeah,
and
that
she
woman.
said, "This is enough. Enough is enough. Go to jail. I've given you enough warnings." Jay-Z went to visit him. I think Beyonce went to visit him or something.
Oh, wow. For real?
Kevin Hart went to visit him.
Damn.
The head of the Philadelphia Eagles or the Phillies basketball team. I can't remember one of them, but one of them.
76ers?
Yeah,
On the American football team.
yeah. So they're all right. The Philadelphia Eagles, and that's the American football
What's
team.
so special about this guy?
Well, Meek Mill.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
He-
thinking.
He reps Philly, man.
Yeah, so
He's like the biggest in Philly, man. He's that
listen,
guy.
Kevin Hart is from
Philly as
is
well.
a Philadelphian, and then obviously the head of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think
the American football team.
Jay-Z's his management. I think he's on Rock
Why
Nation.
didn't Will Smith
He's
go
on Rock
visit?
Nation. Why they? Why?
He's too busy making
Will Smith is
motivational
from Philly.
videos.
yeah,
okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Mm.
He's busy making motivational videos.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
He's on Instagram now. He's
that's
too
his
busy.
thing.
He's the other section of black. He's a different echelon of black.
Is he the social media pastor now?
No,
If you don't see Will Smith in heaven,
Write this down.
write this down.
Write this down.
So what do you think about that?
Everything you need to do, I have done.
I have done it.
I've done it.
Last week we posted a video. Oh, sorry, we put a little clip at the beginning of the podcast that Simple Simon had sent out, where the dude said, "If you go to heaven and you don't see me there, you're in hell." Yeah, that wasn't the end of the clip. The man went on to say, "Because everything you need to do to secure your place in the afterlife,
I have done it.
I have done it. I have done it. He said it 4 times. I have done it." And then he fixed his suit and stood there, and looked at the camera like, "And what?" Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up. I laughed again when I saw that thing. I cried again. So Meek Mill, are we happy that he's out? Are you the free Meek Mill? Let's speak to the ladies first. Do you know anything about it? Do you
I
not
do.
care?
I don't care. I know
Yeah.
about
So
it.
you just want black men in jail? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Wow.
Of course not. I didn't say that.
Wow, you did. Well, you actually did, and I've got it on tape.
It was sarcasm. I just yeah.
I think celebrities shouldn't get privilege if
Right.
they're committing crimes and
Well, he
stuff.
got the privilege because all these if it
Came
wasn't for all these
visit him.
important people that went to visit him and put pressure on the DA,
Yeah,
then he would
would
still be in there. He would
Yeah,
still
but
be in there.
he was kind of didn't have a right trial, didn't it? The woman that was doing his
There was
trial
a lot of issues
There was
with
so
that.
many issues.
took the
that-
mickey out of him.
So maybe he's only in there because of his celebrityism.
Yes, in that capacity, maybe I think he to reverse.
No, I'm sorry. She's what 11 years. 11 years. He's been fucking up over 11 years.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
he's been on probation for 11 years.
Mm.
So some people would say, why are you on probation?
Yeah,
for so
but
long?
he's been on probation for. All right, why are you on probation for so long? But in between that time, he's had to go before her
But we don't need to talk about that.
over them 11 years.
We don't need to talk
There
about
comes
it.
a point.
But at that one time when she did it, she was being wrong. So she did it because he didn't do certain things for her, and she says, "You know what? You're not going to do these things. I'm going to put you in prison." And that's what she
So
did.
she abused
And-
her
and-
power,
Yeah, to the
Yeah.
point where they're actually investigating it. So it's not a case of the 11 years. We're talking about the 11 years she dealt with him how she felt she wanted to deal with him. This time she went out of her way to do something that wasn't right. That's why it's a problem.
and it
So
ran through.
He
as
was
well.
sleeping with her. Let's just be honest.
It
was.
Something was
It ran
going
through
on.
as well because the cop was a bit shady. The copper did something wrong. The court clerk did something wrong, and then the judge did something wrong.
But
Yeah, but this is
Either
not
way-
unique. This is
setup
not
then.
unique.
But either
No,
way,
it's not
he's
unique.
been in the wrong.
Yeah,
So
he's been
regardless of whether it's this point of the system that he got caught out
It's
or
like
not,
He's
Yeah,
breaking
but I
the
don't
law.
think he did do
you get
something
stopped. You get
wrong.
stopped on search all the time, yeah. and you know that it keeps happening, and then you don't go and drive around with no number plate on the back of your car, and then you get stopped to search, and you're like, oh, what are they doing it to me again for? Like, you've done something to call their attention to you.
What did he actually do?
He was driving quad bikes and did a wheelie. He was doing wheelies.
Sorry, I should have. I really should.
There was two things.
That's
One
stupid,
of them was doing a wheelie, and
then he tried to stop a fight, innit?
No,
yes,
he stopped the fight.
Yeah, but they accused him of like being in a fight. So
the
when you're on
fight.
probation, to be honest, when you're on probation,
Stay in your house. Stay in your house.
and you
Right.
see stuff like that, you don't like get involved.
Stay in
I'm
your
on
house.
probation. Anyway, my name is brought up within this incident. It could be for me. So you tell your friends, don't get in no trouble around me. Don't do nothing when I'm around there. Let me go around the corner and do what you want to do.
And because blacks are blacks, they'll do exactly
Yeah.
the opposite to what you
And
said.
if there's a fight in, I think it was an airport or something that I'm seeing, you don't get involved. It's like security. There's a fight. You don't get involved to try and stop that, because anything that happens to you, you can be put down.
He was okay. That's all well and good, but again, they're still investigating the judge for it. So there was something in there that was dodgy, and I'm still saying that he should have gone to jail for something anyway. I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying it was dodgy.
It was a dodgy.
So that's why people are saying free Meek Mill.
All right,
Let's go to the colorism, man.
I don't care about
I'm doing this other shit you're talking about, man. Let's go to the good stuff.
before we get to the colorism, then let's talk about Kanye.
Oh God!
You see,
I don't even want to talk about Kanye West.
Why?
Because that's what Kanye West wants you to do. So I don't want to talk about Kanye West.
I have no problem talking about Kanye. I got no problem with what he's doing, by the way.
Boops
Actually.
diddy boops.
What, being best friends?
Whoopsie
I got no problem
What
with that.
are you doing?
Donald
That's
Trump.
one of his songs that he released.
Whoops,
He had
diddy
this long intro. I don't know.
Dumps diddy dumps diddy
I
boops.
shouldn't really spoil it, but the thing is,
That's it.
he's troll. This is what I keep saying. Kanye West is a troll. He trolls with his clothes. Them trainers that you people are running out to buy, not the Yeezys. Them old person trainers that you people are rushing out. I don't know why you're buying it, but anyways,
Limited editions.
Basically, the
anyways.
beginning of that song,
He-
or his verse in that song.
it's not. It's not a verse.
No, it's an actual verse.
It's not a verse. He's going boopsy boopsy.
Boops diddy
He
boops.
does some long intro with a decent beat, and,
there's a girl singing.
And then
There's a
he
girl
says,
singing in
and then
there.
he says, "This verse coming up." That's what he says, yeah. And then he says,
Boom diddy booms. Booms diddy booms diddy booms. Booms diddy booms.
For like 8
Booms
bars.
diddy booms.
more than 8 bars.
Booms diddy booms diddy
About
booms
16
diddy
to
booms.
32 bars. That's what he does.
Isn't that
Something's
isn't
not
that
right
isn't that
with
from
him.
goodness gracious me?
Booms diddy booms. Booms diddy booms diddy booms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then the song ends.
yeah,
Trolling.
but he's not right though. Right
Did you
now,
like-
his mental
he
capacity.
released another song also with T.I.
Yeah.
where he actually addresses the situations that have been brought up regarding his recent tweets, and he's saying that he loves Trump, and he
Yeah.
wears the MAGA hat, Make America Gay Again, and it was signed, and the pictures that he's
Make
taken.
America gay again.
That is exactly
Great.
what you
That's
said.
right.
Right.
That's what he said.
Is that what I said?
You said gay.
I thought you did say gay.
Okay, sorry.
You're
I
gonna
meant
do the
make,
rewind.
make America great again, and so that.
But did
I'm
you
sorry.
hear the radio interview he done, and he was like, "I love you, man."
To who?
It was some I don't know the producer of the radio show.
Okay,
It's
I
a
think
known
I-
one.
I think
but
I know.
was-
Hot 97
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. But what
I
was he
heard
saying?
it.
Okay, you tell us what he
He
said.
was like, they was like, "You alright, Kanye? What's going on?" And that, and he was like, "I love you."
I'm pretty sure it was like, Kanye, what's going on?
No, but obviously
I
they
like
were
Kanye.
American. And then they was like, "Yeah, we love you too, man." And he was like, "I love you."
Yeah, because
And
he's
he-
not. He's
and
not
then after a
thin.
while, they was like, "Do you want us to take this offline and stuff?" And he was like, "I just called to say I love you."
So he did a matching.
Which is what he does.
And I was like, "No, I don't think he's right." And reason why, because just looking in his eyes and stuff, he looks really dead. Like he looks like he's
he
so.
looks really dead.
No, he looks like he's so
He's
missing.
absent. He's
I used
absent.
to really like Kanye,
Yeah,
but
way
he's,
back,
he's
innit?
changed.
I like the way you
and
say his name.
Kanye.
Kanye.
yeah, way back when.
Where do you think
No,
he
for
changed?
real.
When do you see the change?
When he got with Kim.
Everybody's
The
blaming
man.
their wife.
I
boy.
don't blame
No,
Kim.
do you know what?
I
It was
think
before.
real friends.
So when do you see the change then?
It's when his mum passed.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that probably was a start. Yeah.
Okay, so on that point, Kanye's mum passed after having plastic surgery, which is, and so this was a surgery she didn't need,
His
but
album
it was
cover, boy.
Yeah.
it was full cosmetic surgery. So
like
now
his wife.
And he paid for it.
yeah,
and his
he
mum
put-
used to go everywhere with him. I see.
she was they were very close. He was very close.
West End. Yeah, she came.
Okay,
Was he biscuit close? Would he touch her bum and stuff like that?
I see them at a
She was with him.
so
Yeah.
he has now tweeted a picture of the doctor who did that
The operation.
the operation, the surgery on his
Oh.
mother, and said,
This is gonna be my album
This was
cover.
a tweet that this was a message he had sent to somebody in his book and in his address book.
His phone.
Yes, from his phone. And he's taken a screenshot, and the screenshot is the picture of the man that did the last surgery on my mother before she died. I'm gonna use it as my
album cover.
Whoa.
What do you think I should call the what do you think the title should be? And I want to be able to forgive and move on. Something along those lines. And the person said,
Love everybody.
Love everybody. It's like, that's fantastic. So going along your thing about love, and somebody suggesting, well, maybe love everybody should be the title of your, and the fact that he tweeted it, maybe that's what the title of his new album.
I think. Sorry, well, go ahead.
And saying that he loves Trump.
I was gonna say Kanye.
Oh yeah.
This is the one that doesn't want to talk about Kanye, but go on.
Okay, don't worry.
He's winning the internet right now.
No, he is. But what I was gonna say, and hold your thought, Wala, yeah, is the mere fact that he's got a picture of this guy, the fact that he's tweeted it to the nation and he's thinking about it as an idea for an album cover, just tells you how severely damaged he was from his mother's death.
Anyone would be.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can, unless it's happened to you, nobody can imagine how it feels to lose a parent or really, really close loved one. But from my point of view, I always thought that the Kardashians are partly to blame for the guy going insane. But I always thought, bottom line, his mum passing away is the reason why he has gone doolally straight 180.
I think sometimes when we talk about that, we kind of miss a part of the event. His mum going is going to have an effect on him, but the fact that he paid for the surgery,
the whole thing, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's not even the fact that he paid for the surgery.
Complication. He kind of blames himself.
Yeah.
Because
it's like aiding that.
Yes,
I could pay for
trauma.
surgery for one of my parents to get some sort of surgery that is necessary, and I wouldn't blame myself. It's when there is no reason for this surgery. It's purely cosmetic. It's in the title.
Superficial.
Cosmetic surgery. And then that's what you die for. And you sign all these things. It's like, if anything happens, we don't take any responsibility for it. You sign for it. You sign a waiver before you go into any surgery.
So that's for me, that compounds the feeling that you would have. Like, you lost a parent, you've lost a parent. But then to lose a parent and feel like you had an active hand in it, it's the next thing.
Okay, so there's two things I want to bring up there.
Murderer!
I think this is what the people want us to discuss. One is, if you have heard the song between him and T.I., or featuring T.I., what do you think of it? Because if for those who's heard the song?
I haven't.
I've heard, but I haven't listened.
No,
I've heard it and
I like
I
that.
don't get it.
Listen.
Okay, well, you don't get it, or you don't like it. There's nothing
Meh.
in the song.
Yeah.
Kanye West T.I. is basically being like Black Twitter, and he's saying, why are you wearing the hat? Why are you bigging up this dude? What have you done to help Chicago? Like, where you've gone, your mind's out of the way. And in response, Kanye West is explaining himself.
Okay.
So it's a backwards and forwards song where they're just going bar for bar, like, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for this reason. Why are you wearing the hat? I'm taking Make America Gay. And did I say it again?
Yeah,
Make
you did.
America gay again.
We need a slogan for that. Yes. So he's saying I'm taking the slogan and I'm making it something else. Like I'm rebranding it, kind of thing. So why can't you look at it that way? And it goes backwards and forwards like that. So that's one thing. But if none of you have heard it, then
Stavros wants to make America gay again. Make America gay again.
Shout out Janelle Monáe. Yeah. And
For real.
Damn.
She's not gay. She's pansexual.
She does what she wants.
Yeah. What is pansexual?
It
Do you
means-
put the sex in the frying pan?
Yeah, and you do a walk.
No,
Shut everything
pansexual
in.
literally means if you find the pan attractive, you will sleep with the pan.
Literally,
Yeah.
innit?
The
That
pan
is
can be
literally
any
anything.
human species.
That's- it can be anything.
basically.
are you sure? I don't think people say that's what it is. I don't like. Don't look at me like that. I don't think that is what it is.
Pansexual.
I don't think that's
because
what it is.
I actually went to look the word up afterwards. Pansexual means that you have an attraction
To anything.
that doesn't. It doesn't have. You don't
Any
have any
restrictions?
No restrictions.
No boundaries.
You
There's
will
no
intercourse
limits.
with.
I don't know
anything
why
that you
people
find
can't just say penis and vagina. Why you have to then go to everything else?
No, because it is literally everything else.
I'm not arguing with
Are
you
you
about
saying-
what it
so
means.
is
I'm
it-
just saying I don't know why people can't just stop at penis and vagina. I like penis. I like vagina.
Or
What's
both?
everything?
No,
else?
but I'm saying with the
Animals.
both. As in,
No,
I like
because
penis and
what
vagina.
Simple Simon is trying to say is that there's more than just penis and vagina.
No, but
as
they're
well.
talking about shoe.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the shoe has a hole in it.
No.
If it's got a hole, it needs to be filled.
Just penis
God damn.
and
47.
vagina. I like the two of them, or I like one or the other.
I don't think that's what pansexual
Or even
is.
a half.
No, no,
Simple,
what?
Simple Simon, I don't think that's what
If
pansexual
you go
is.
to the kitchen, write this down. If you go to the kitchen
And
and
you
you don't
find
find
meat
pan there, you're not having sex.
No, man.
Now you know what? You
Penis,
see,
vagina, and cucumber.
I do love.
What about animals?
Courgette. What?
Animals.
What about
That's
animals?
bestiality. It's got
It's
its own.
bestiality. Pansexual. That's what I'm saying.
Are you trying to say pansexual includes
Everything.
bestiality?
Everything.
I
Everything that
refuse
you
to
are
believe it.
attracted
I
to.
refuse to believe it.
Why don't you just
At
be
that
called?
time.
Why don't you just call yourself a
at that time.
unisexual?
But that one as well.
You're
Everybody's
universally
doing,
sexual.
everybody's doing all of these things for their albums because all their albums are coming out. Her album just came out last Friday,
And
and,
everything
then suddenly
looks like a
now she's a
vagina.
pansexual. I haven't got time for all of this shit. I ain't got time for that one. I ain't got time for the Kanye one. They're just releasing albums.
No, it's chili con carne.
What?
Chili con carne.
Kanye. bro.
Carne.
Yeah, we
Kanye.
do know
Kanye.
of Kanye.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. To bring
Man, named Kanye West, man. What's all this bullshit, man? I ain't got time for this rubbish. I got time for this rubbish. I haven't got time for any of it.
calm down.
Shout out to our brethren Kanye.
He's a
bro.
lullaby.
Easy, big guy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's time for a lullaby.
The second point then is, do you have an issue with
Something's getting
the
kind of low there, big guy.
interaction that Kanye is having with Trump? Trump retweeting Kanye saying, "Great, thumbs
They
up,"
should
kind
they
of thing.
should enjoy their lives if that's what they want to do. Just
Let 'em
take
get
it off
on.
my
Because a lot
social
of
media.
black people are saying, "How dare you, wear the hat, and how dare you pick up Trump?"
Yeah, Snoop's been going in. Everybody's been
John
saying
Legend.
something.
He retweeted John Legend's text.
Every
Oh my
joking.
god.
And do you not think this is just a smart marketing scheme
course
to
it is.
have
It
his name
is.
in your
There's
mouth,
something behind
in
it.
the media?
Listen,
It's always
That's
there.
why I say we shouldn't talk about him.
Listen, my man's covered all the bases because he's gone to Trump, so he's getting that Middle America vote.
Right.
He's gone to
Fox News is bigging up Kanye now.
West. It's
Fox
Fox
News.
Can I just say one thing?
He's not stupid.
He's Katie Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins.
That is what.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
He's Katie Hopkins.
He's a proper king.
He loves attention. Yes, we are giving him attention, but people have actually asked us to talk about this.
He's Katie Hopkins. I don't talk about Katie Hopkins either. That's and Piers
Trump
Morgan.
horse
He's
nose.
Piers Morgan, Katie Hopkins, Kanye West.
Big up Piers Morgan.
You notice how he's compared
I
to
don't even- I don't
other
even
white
put-
people.
Why would you pick up Piers Morgan?
because he's always cussing out some Ringo.
But he's also a person that was looking at people's dead children's voicemails, so you can put things on the news. So you're bigging him up, yeah?
Nah,
Wow.
Fascio.
let's not take it there. just a little.
He
bit
will
of that
always
now.
take it to the lowest.
This is what I'm saying.
The
a little
he will
bit
find the
of that now,
lowest
man,
thing
a
I
little
can
bit of
find,
that.
and this is what I want to shine on the light. What about all that stuff up there? Don't worry about what's up there. This is the itch right here.
This is what you need to pay attention to right now.
So, does anyone have a problem with his? Forget Wahala. Then, if you have no problem with him,
You'll be talking about them in a
Calm
minute.
down. Exactly.
Fuck 'em.
Do you have a problem with his interaction with Trump?
Because I can see where it's coming from. Sorry, I didn't mean to grab
Yeah,
it
no,
now.
that's fine.
Because I can see where it's coming from. I know that it's just smart marketing. It's great PR.
What if it's not
Yeah.
marketing? Then? What if it's not marketing?
What,
What if he
would
believes
it-
what he's saying? What if
Why
he-
would it not be marketing?
even if it's not marketing, from my point of view, yeah, like I think Laurelle, I think you said it earlier on, yeah, that we can't save them all. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have to be sacrificed
Is
for
there
the greater
something wrong
good.
with
Oh, I
being a
did
fan
say
of Trump?
Huh?
No, there's something wrong with being a coon.
So you're cooning if you like Trump?
No, but you got to remember he's not in his right mental state.
I don't know if he
He's
is.
not
I don't-
mental, man.
I'm
He's not mental.
I'm not questioning his mental state.
His wife said, "You people need to stop talking about his just because he says something you disagree with. Because end of the day, that's all it is.
Yeah.
you disagree. Stop saying that he's going through some sort of psychosis.
No, but I think when I say mental state, I don't mean it don't have to be deep like he's psycho or whatever. I just mean if we're looking at the fact that we whatever feel that he's still even the grieving process, right? People do things at different stages in
Okay.
their grief.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, even if we look at it and take it from there,
Okay.
his mindset can do what it wants to do at different times.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
saying
he's-
that means he's crazy.
I don't think he's in the grieving
whatever that
process,
word
though.
may be, but
I don't think he's in the grieving process. by the
Okay,
way.
I see.
okay.
I think he's out of it. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think people are just talking
And
about
he's
him.
just enjoying his life.
So
innit?
you think 100% this is all right? I've got a new album coming out.
He's Kardashian.
What can I do to make my name popping again?
To be fair,
Let me get on Twitter and just start.
To be fair,
chatting some
exactly
random-
what
to
it
be
is.
fair, if we found out that what's her name? What's the Kardashian mum's name? If we found
Kris Jenner.
if we found out that
Or the mum or the dad.
The
They're
mum.
both mums.
Or the mum.
It's Christian. I can't say what you're saying.
If we find out that she is the marketing and PR manager for Kanye, I wouldn't be surprised because these are great moves.
Listen,
Great moves.
when the wife wants to release something, she strips. When this one wants to release something, he chats madness on Twitter. It's what they do.
Yes,
we do the same thing all the time. Every minute, everybody starts screaming and shouting about it.
And
he'll release the album.
Works, yeah?
Yeah, he'll release the
And they
album.
don't
So
care.
can I ask a question then?
I told you. We'll talk about them.
He'll release the album.
What do we
People
need
will
to
say
do?
that it's a genius. Well, you better start stripping.
yeah.
He releases the album, and as soon as he finishes the album's released, everybody's gonna say it's a genius album. He's gonna be back on everybody because nobody cares. Everybody's saying that because 9 million or some people left him on Twitter when he unfollowed him. But I guarantee you, they'll
gonna
stream
come
the
back.
album straight away.
Yeah.
When the album comes out, they'll be the first one to stream it.
And knowing him, the album's going to be hard as well.
I
And
think
remember, you're gonna get people that listen just to see, not
Yeah.
because
Just to
they
see, yeah.
support, but they're like, let
It's
me
that car
see.
crash business.
Right.
it's a marketing
Genius.
I don't even think it's a genius because he's done where everyone else is stupid because he's done it
No,
every
you
single
know what?
time.
You can put him in
just
the
say
genius category because look at his clothes. Look how many rappers have tried to bring clothes out. This one is bringing out clothes. People are queuing up around the corner for days. They're getting lottery tickets, all this madness to spend X amount of money on stuff that don't even look good. So maybe he's a genius.
Isn't Kanye West the man behind Nas's new upcoming album?
Yeah, he's gonna produce it.
He said that he's going to produce it.
Well,
And I don't think that's gonna be that good either. I should have went to Primo. But anyway,
No,
that's
but
another
that's
day.
2 stories now, isn't it?
That's
The
what I'm
Nas
saying.
one, the Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Album
I'm so
release
proud
time.
of
It's
the
true.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
look
true.
how they're
Yes.
linking.
That
Are you
was-
trying to say that Kelis is just getting in there? Let me do some promo for Nas as
No,
well.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
she
Could
asked
be.
for more
Could be.
money as well. That's her
Could be.
payment for
That's
the
what I'm saying.
advertising.
Boy, the thing goes
Yeah.
deep.
Are they all part of the
Yeah,
Illuminati
it's
now?
true.
Let's take it even further. Is it Illuminati?
You know, Jay-Z's got them killers.
Babe, I'ma backhand you, but make sure you just say a little something about me on my album.
A lot of the stories are connected. Jay-Z is connected with Kanye. Kelis is connected with Kanye via Nas, and it's a lot of connected.
It's incestuous.
And then Jay-Z went to see Meek Mill in prison.
Yeah.
It's all connected, so everything is connected. These people up in the upper echelon, yeah, it's all.
It's all United States stuff.
They're working
Fuck
with each
the
other.
USA. Let's talk about it.
Raw, man.
Okay then, so
Fuck the USA.
okay then,
Colouism.
all right then, bring it. Go on then.
Boy, because that was a hot topic from last week that you lot missed by accident because we
We
had
didn't
too
miss
early.
it. Yeah,
Too early, man. I don't want to miss it this week because
Alright, well,
we've got ladies here, and I want to discuss it while we've got ladies here.
Wahala,
we-
take
we-
the lead.
Right, so
we have no dark
There's
ladies
a-
here, unfortunately.
we do.
Oh my
We do
God.
have a dark lady.
So I'd like to say I'm dark. You know, we talked.
Yeah,
about
we
this,
did. We're still
You can like to say whatever you, but you're not dark.
Well, what is she then?
She's brown skin.
She's thank you.
You don't look
Okay, so
like
what is
the
dark skin then?
I'm not
You
as
are
dark
dark-skinned.
as I'd
I'm
like
You are
to be.
dark skin.
You are dark.
You are dark.
I thought that me and her would be at the same complexion.
No.
No, bro.
How dark am
I
I?
can take a
You're
picture on my
dark,
phone
bro.
right now and put you two side by side.
Oh my God.
Bro, you're colorblind, man.
She would pass. She nearly passes the brown paper bag test.
No, I
way.
don't.
Nearly.
No way.
That's a bit
I
too
need a
far.
brown- hold on, wait.
That's
Wait.
real
What-
far.
what-
That's real far.
What shade of brown paper bag are we talking about?
The Nando's
The
paper
dark
bag,
skin
bro.
one.
Okay, then,
The
all right.
Nando's
Okay,
one.
maybe
Yeah,
not Nando's
anyway.
Okay, so anyway,
Colouism, go
right.
for
So
it.
let's go with the colorism. So obviously, last week or the week before last, now it was the Maya Jama.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else, they went. People went searching for old tweets from other people.
So Maya Jama got it. Poet got it from Halfcast.
He apologized.
Yeah, he apologized on their podcast. Who else did they get? Cadet got it.
What did they say about him? I didn't hear this.
Cadet must have said that.
Is his name Cadet
Should
twice?
I-
Or you just saying it twice?
He always says Cadet. His name's Cadet, but he always says Cadet on his songs.
Sorry, to sound a bit naive here, but
He named himself twice.
I have no idea what this story is and what's about.
Mr. Wolf looks lost.
Yeah,
Are
mate.
you talking
I
young
haven't-
people stuff?
Go then, big
I haven't
Wahala.
got a clue.
Hold on,
bro.
I'm
Do
trying
you
to.
ladies know?
In my
No.
day,
All right, so you don't know about
I
Maya
know
Jama?
about the Maya Jama
So
one.
you want the ladies
She
to
said
talk about
something
this
about
colorism thing, and they
dark-skinned
don't.
girls.
Can we stop over talking each other? So go on.
All right, so with the, Maya Jama basically put out a tweet in 2012 where she said, she quoted, I think it was Kevin Hart that actually did the original joke. Dark-skinned women, or dark-skinned, I'm assuming it says bitches because that's what everybody likes to put up at the end of dark-skinned. Dark-skinned bitches trying to shave their hair to look like Amber Rose end up looking like Michael Jordan. And then she put LOL, right? And then when she did that, that was it. Everybody went for Maya Jama, yeah? So,
Who's my jammer?
oh my God.
Stormzy.
She's a radio presenter, stroke TV presenter, stroke.
Don't worry,
Mr.
I don't
Stormzy's
know.
girlfriend.
I need to speak to my cousin about it.
She's half
She's something.
Somali. And what's the other half though?
I think
Spanish or Swedish or
She's
something
half
like that.
Swedish.
So she's probably because she doesn't look like she got anywhere in her.
She does.
She does.
Does she?
Yeah, she is.
she
She's
does
mixed race.
look
She is
like
mixed
she-
race.
Yeah, she looks.
So
amazing.
she put out that, and then
Oh yeah. I remember this story now.
thank you. So then she put out that. So then a lot of people,
You take your medicine, yeah?
Yeah, man.
a lot of people went after her because of that.
Okay.
And a lot of people were saying that, you know, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. How can you be saying this about dark skinned women and stuff like that in 2012? So that was one of them. And then they found some more tweets about that she put up one where she put up a picture of a woman that had painted herself black or something like that, and started saying, look at these women shine bright like a diamond or whatever. She goes Shadow Crew or something like that. Again, 2012. So then she came out with an apology, and in the apology she said that she's apologizing to all women, which obviously pissed off the dark skinned women because she weren't cussing all women, she was cussing dark skinned women. So people was upset with
Was
that.
she with Stormzy at that time?
Yeah, in 2012, I don't know. Stormzy has also had problems where he's also tweeted about dark skinned girls.
I was gonna say because a dark skinned man is different from a dark skinned girl. So whether she was with him
Oh
or
my
not, don't
god,
really.
he did he?
Yeah, so he also was dissing dark skinned women. I'm gonna get to that point soon, by the way, because that's not always the case when I was growing up. I tell you that.
That's
for sure.
true. No,
Right,
that is true.
Yeah, so he also suddenly he cut off his Twitter. I'm not too sure whether he cut off his Twitter because of this, but he did cut off his Twitter at some point, and people are now obviously showing tweets where he said stuff about dark skinned girls, and even in his lyrics, he's got stuff about dark skinned girls as well. He says he must have said that dark skinned girls are like trash or something. On one.
So he was talking about his mum.
God.
Are you sure?
Oh.
Everybody likes to draw for his mum.
No, I'm just saying naturally, if when I hear a guy say
Your
something
mum.
about a woman,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna say, but is your mum that complexion? Is what
his
I
mum
meant.
is dark skinned, but he's not thinking about drawing his mum, is he?
Of
So
course
when
not.
he's talking about all the other women.
But just like we
But
talk
he's
for all the
got
black
issues
women.
with
Yeah, yeah.
himself
Then-
then.
Huh?
Because he's dark skinned.
Don't worry about Stormzy. I don't know what was. I don't know for him. But
It's
but
more-
he's one of the ones that went in there as well. Even the cadet looks as black as stuff. But so then there was that one. Then Poet came out with. They found some tweets from Poet in the past where he was saying some stuff. I can quote you a couple of the things that they said that Poet did. But Poet's ones were old though because they got him about this from ages ago. But he was saying stuff like, "My mum is now moaning how I only want mixed race girls. This black woman has to allow me. I couldn't go out with a black girl. They are just far too angry." And stuff like that. So he went on a few things like that. Cadet was saying stuff like,
Can you stop calling him twice, please?
that's why his name is Cadet. Silly leather-faced fat black girl needs a backhand.
Silly leather-faced fat black girl leads a backhand.
Ain't no dirty black Negroes can sing as sweet as these luscious, precious white girls.
Oh no, that must be a joke. That must be a joke.
Then he put in brackets Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, there's no way he's being serious with that one.
Man said if a girl has a black baby father, her next song would be a banger and call them F you, I hate you tunes. I don't know what that even means. I'm getting booze on a Blackberry char. I don't like black girls. Don't blame me.
Do you know Marlon King?
The footballer, yeah?
Yeah, he's got tattoos of all the black. If you see this tattoo on his back, it's amazing. Of all the black prominent people in history, from Martin Luther King to Malcolm
I think
X
you showed us
and
that
blah,
before.
blah,
Yeah.
blah. And this guy is dissing dark-skinned women in some of his tweets as well,
Oh my
saying
God.
that I think he said something along the lines of dark-skinned women that wear red lipstick is like burnt toast and jam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it for me that
I
beggars
don't
belief.
even see that as a because I could say something about a light skinned person wearing such and such looks like this and this.
Yeah, but for
Even
me,
though I'm insulting, it's not necessarily. I'm not insulting you because you're dark skinned.
I just don't like the idea of the public humiliation and
Don't
dissing
put it in public.
of our women. It's
Okay.
like I'm just tired of it, bro.
All right, okay.
It's ridiculous.
So Wahala, you wanted to talk
What
because
is the
especially
question?
because the women are here.
What's the question you got, Wahala?
Yes.
Come on.
I've laughed at one of these tweets before these people come to attack me, boy.
So you're doing live tweeting on the thing.
No, I'm reading the thing. So anyway,
He's deleting his history.
So the question I was going to ask for one, because we've got two ladies here of different shades, right?
What shades would you describe yourselves as first of all?
I sound brown.
Who's saying the
Brown
brown?
skin. Me.
Oh man, you have to say your name because me.
Oh, Aysha.
Yeah.
It's May. It's Mike.
I love my car, I love my bike, I love my money and thing. But most of all, I love the browning.
And
My life, like now, for real, I was gonna say that, but then clearly we're two different shades. So then maybe Aisha's a lighter brown and I'm a darker brown.
Okay.
For me, both of you are brown skin, just one.
So,
lighter than the other.
is anybody actually black? No, be honest. Is anybody actually black?
Stav.
No. So then
No,
everybody's brown.
everyone's brown.
In
For
the
real,
literal
everyone's
terms.
There are
brown.
some Ugandans that are actually black.
Stav is actually black.
Yeah. And
You
Sudanese.
you can see really
Some
deep when
Sudanese.
it's really like dark blue black.
Yeah.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
I
Really
see.
dark, yeah.
I see a woman
'Cause
not
that's
too
you.
long ago who was very black and dark, and I thought she looked beautiful.
Anyway, we get
That's
your
what I
point.
was
We
gonna
get
say,
your point. We
yeah.
get your point.
All right. So anyway, my question is,
Yes.
when you obviously, I'm assuming that you knew about this situation or you had a little idea of the situation.
It's life, so
All right.
even if it's not that one, I've heard stuff.
Okay, so when you've heard this come up in now, how did it make you feel? As black women, has colorism and shadism played a massive part in your upbringing? A part. A part in your upbringing. And do you think that you are judged by the shade of your skin, and how so?
3 questions. Can you remember them?
Yeah. So the first one was, how did it make me feel? The second one was, sorry, what?
Deal with one at a time. You deal with the first one. Have a conversation. Tell us about your views on it.
Yeah, tell us about your part, because we have got a different history in it as men. So as a women, I want to know what your past is.
Yeah, so I think 100%. I really did think I was a lot darker than I was, and I've always wanted to be dark. I've just always thought, yeah, I'm dark.
So you have your own colorism.
Yeah, like I just always wanted to be dark, and then sometimes I looked in pictures and realized I wasn't as dark as I thought it was. And when I really, really realized was when they did the emojis, and I always went to the really dark one, and then people with my complexion wasn't doing it, and I was like, oh, okay. But
It took an emoji to tell you.
it did. That was my final straw, and I just said I can't beg it anymore. Like, I'm really not as dark as I wanted to be. But for some reason in my mind, I've always wanted to be dark. I've always found dark attractive. I've always been clinging to that. Well,
Is that with
that's
men as
a
well?
lie. That's a lie. It's not been always, because I can remember very young wanting to be white. So there was clearly a change. There was a point in life where that changed for me, because I remember wanting to have
got
long
excited,
hair, wanting to have long hair, using towels to be like, having the hair and stuff. So I don't know where. Yeah,
So you put it down on your head like a wig.
yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
Or like, you're
Tights,
getting
put the
undressed,
tights on
and you take off your top and then you leave it there.
Oh, on the top of your head.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's inside out and it's just flowing.
Okay.
I get you.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right. So there was obviously a point in that, and I think a lot of that was like magazines and stuff just had a lot of white people in it. But
Can
then
I ask what age you think you flipped out of that?
I don't
Around.
even. I know that's like 5'7", so I don't know when the flip came.
Okay,
but
cool.
I just
All right, cool.
But when the flip came, I was just gone. Like, I've got a child and she ain't even about. Well, I've got more than one child, but like the daughter, she doesn't really. She's very much like into her hair, but wants it long. So she's happy that it's curly, and she's happy that she loves afro. She does all of that stuff. But so for me. Sorry, I just went everywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, for me, basically, growing up, I think that hearing what you've just said, it doesn't really affect me too much because I'm quite confident in my own skin. But it is sad that people have this kind of mindset and try to portray it onto other people. It's generally what I feel.
Aysha?
Yeah. For me, I've always just been happy with my complexion, and I haven't really experienced any direct sort of colorism. Like, oh, you're too brown or whatever with her. It could be for a dark skinned girl, but my mum's got 7 of us and we're all different shades. So you got my sister who's really, really light, like lighter than probably a mixed race, and then I've got a sister who's really like the darkest. So she's quite dark. So my sister, she did my dark skinned sister, she experienced it quite a bit with, in terms of, she's people come up to her and say, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Hang on, did you say you got
line.
7 siblings?
6.
6.
There's 7 of us.
7 of you. So
Yeah.
it's the United Colours of Benetton, really. It's just what you've got going on there.
It's all different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Complexions. So but my sister, she's dark skinned, and she has experienced quite a bit of, like, people will come up to her and they would say that she's pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, that line's common.
Do you think you're light skinned?
Me?
Has anybody ever called you light skinned?
Yeah. And
She called you light skinned before you came.
It really annoys me.
Yeah,
Do you know what? Yeah, I think I hear what you're saying with the pretty for a dark skin thing as well, because when I can think of teenage years where there's an assumption that lighter is beautiful over darker shades. And I remember that I have had that thought before when I've been out with a lighter shaded person. The assumption would be that she would get moved to more than I would get moved to, or I would be a plan B.
Ooh.
I know that I've definitely had that
B.
thought before. And that light complexion lady looks a mixed race. So she's not like Elisha's lighter brown, she's like mixed race. So that I know that there's those thoughts that have come in my mind before and then I've been like, no, I've definitely come out of that, but I know that I've definitely thought that before.
And how did that make you feel?
It's weird because I just didn't really care, because I guess I was really tomboyish, so it wasn't really like too much of a thing for me, but it was definitely something I was conscious of, that I'd be like, oh. So it kind of became a thing where I just wouldn't assume to be found attractive, because especially if I was next to her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I felt that being with the beige one, you see.
Who's the beige one?
You.
Listen, you don't want to hear a joke, yeah? I didn't realize I was light skinned until Wahala pointed that out.
You're not even light skinned. You're just lighter than me.
I didn't know.
I wouldn't think you're like.
He's darkened up over the years, though.
Do you think Aisha's light skinned?
Black. Oh.
Would I say that she's
I'm
light
not light skinned
You are, yes.
at all.
Yes,
My
you are.
sister is light skinned.
And your sister and you are both light
I'm
skinned.
brown, and I think I get so annoyed because my complexion is brown.
What difference does it make, anyways? I don't.
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
It makes a difference if you're getting annoyed.
annoys me, yeah,
Why does it annoy you?
Because I'm not light skinned.
But what do you think?
I'm brown.
Do you think it comes with something? If you were light skinned, do you think you'll be happy to admit you was light skinned?
Yeah, if I was light skinned, I would be.
Okay, so would it bother you if someone called you dark skinned?
Yeah, because I'm not dark skinned.
Okay, you took your time answering, but it's
No.
all right.
Aisha, do you have inter sibling shadism in your family?
Oh, like with between us saying stuff to each other and stuff. Probably when was growing up, like a lot younger, so probably around sort of 13, around those sort of ages. Because my last three sisters, they're all dark skin, and then I'm brown, and then my brother's dark, and then I got a light skin brother. So it's just all the thing. But yeah, there was stuff like cause you look white to my light skin sister, or you're black. So there was stuff like that. No, but it was as obviously growing up.
Disgraceful.
And this was
And
my
there's
thing.
red skin. Like,
Yeah, there's red skin.
Yeah, you're too red, or
and
you look pale.
And this was my thing with the Maya Jama thing, right? Now, yes, I understand that she said what she said, and I agree that obviously she has hurt people and people are upset about that. The thing that I wanted to know but couldn't really quantify is the same people that are in uproar now in 2018. Did you see in 2012 and not blink an eyelid? When Kevin Hart said the actual joke that he said, I think it was Kevin Hart, was everybody going at Kevin Hart for saying this joke?
Kevin Hart could say that joke now.
But
He's a comedian.
This is the thing. She just repeated the joke, yeah, that somebody else has written.
And they came for her.
And
basically.
they came for her in 2018. But did they come for her in 2012? And this is what I'm saying. The times have changed.
Maybe she wasn't relevant.
The thing here is though,
That's a point.
there's Twitter etiquette as well, right? So Twitter etiquette suggests that if somebody writes something, even if you quote it and then you retweet it, I think the retweet counts as an endorsement.
I don't believe that either.
Why not?
I don't believe that a retweet automatically counts as an endorsement. I'm not for that. I don't think that just because you retweet something, you necessarily agree with the thing that's being said. You may find the thing interesting. You may find the thing topical. You may just want to have a discussion about it.
All right, but if you're retweeting or quote tweeting with LOL and you're not putting any other context to it, then that's an endorsement.
No, I would just think you find that comment funny.
So then if you find it funny,
that's an endorsement, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's a joke, so you wouldn't.
So you've endorsed the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't necessarily
so
mean,
in this particular case with the
Maya
Maya Jama thing, then she's endorsed the joke.
Yeah, but for me,
so whether she's quoting it from somebody else or not doesn't matter.
I'm the aggressive one. He's talking over me. Look how he's shouting over me. Anyway, so I was saying with regards to that, is yes, I'm not saying that she is not endorsing that the joke is funny. I think she is. I'm not saying that it now 100% means that she thinks that dark skinned women when they cut their hair look like Michael Jordan though. Does that make sense? But so I think this joke is funny because some jokes are funny because they're so far away from the thing that it actually is that it makes it amusing.
Like a stupid funny. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, funny.
Like I could say your hair is really really long. You're a woman. Clearly you're not a woman, are you?
Yeah, but that wasn't funny either.
Yeah, but some people might find it amusing and be like, oh yeah, well, you know.
Shout out South London. So the thing is, when I retweet something,
The shade was real.
often just do hashtag See Life.
It's more than shade with you.
And what I noticed with that is that people take on, because See Life doesn't mean anything really. It means look at what I've shown you.
Yeah.
But then people take on what they think it means and they push that onto me. So if they think I'm advocating it, then they push that onto me. If they think that I'm saying it's a nonsense, they push that onto me as well. So I allow people to have their own opinion, because usually they're happy with their own opinion and they're happy for me to have the same opinion as them. So I'm quite I don't want to do what Aysha here. I'm quite I'm quite ambiguous with it. So that's it.
But Gaza, but real thing, Gaza here now. So the
Sorry, did you call us girls?
I said Gaza.
Oh.
So
she was about to get her own little crunk
I was
there.
gonna just be South. What you guys say South is.
oh, okay. But on this particular tweet situation,
You can't call you girl.
uh-oh.
Let's
On this particular tweet
On this
situation.
particular tweet situation,
I agree with you, bruv. So
Okay, then.
So,
Alright,
so
then,
you know, so it's him that's
I agree
I
with
agree. If from when you do LOL and you retweet, you're saying that you're
Endorsing.
I'm finding the joke funny and I'm pushing it out there for everyone else to also laugh at the joke or to see the joke that I found
I
funny.
know, that's what I'm saying as well.
So then why are we all arguing?
No, I'm saying that it doesn't necessarily mean that the person themselves means that thinks that the woman that in the if abducts a woman looks like Michael Jordan, she cuts her hair. That's what I'm saying.
You want to say that again? I'm only joking. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Well, but and even then, that was even my argument about that thing. As I said, I don't have a problem.
go on.
I don't have a problem with people going at her for being upset about the thing. I got no issue with that. That's not my issue is. If in 2012,
Yeah.
you didn't find anything wrong with that, why is it now in 2018 you're the one that's coming to be heavy hitter?
SJW.
Yes. Yeah, because like even with the Stormzy one, back in the day when he was saying jokes and calling somebody a fag or what have you, we didn't find that offensive back then. They found it offensive now.
And the thing is,
Because there's more
Because
initials
they're
under the
in the
community.
media now.
and it depends on your stature. So if she was 17 or something at the time, she wasn't in the spotlight. So any one of us that are saying something at 16,
That's what I
17,
said. She wasn't
and
relevant.
you know you're coming, you're not relevant in the eyes of the media.
Yeah, as I'm saying, I'm being very particular about the people I'm talking about.
So the thing is that it's because I listened to Not Everyday podcast this week,
Big up them, man.
and
Big up people
Diane
like Cruddy.
and Kim had their own in particular views. They are two of the women on that podcast, both of them dark skinned, and they both gave their opinions on the situation. And Dee especially was quite passionate about her disdain of the situation, and it's the first time. Like, I grew up around dark skinned people. I'm dark skinned myself. I caught flack at school when I was for being dark skinned myself. That is, everybody had their own thing for when they were being insulted. It was either you had a big lip, you had a lazy eye, or whatever. My thing was I was dark. So when I got insulted, that's the thing they went for. And I was never good at it. I'm never, still up to now, unless you're from South London, so I'm still not good at insulting you. So I just had to just take it. Like, that was it. I just got
They love us
blam.
really, you know.
So I'm used to it from there, but from a woman's point of view, although I've understood it from the outside, it's always just been really, really from the outside. I understand that black women have got it more than light women. I've understood that from school.
What?
But it's never been
You just said black women have got it more than light.
dark skin.
Women
Sorry,
dark
dark skin. Sorry,
This is the thing.
but you know, okay, fine. I'm sorry. Maybe it was a Freudian slip, or maybe it was just a simple error. Dark skinned women have got it more than light skinned women.
In what? In regards to what?
When it comes to whether men find you attractive,
Okay.
and the type of insults that you may get.
Is
So
it stereotypes as well? Just like light skinned women are easy.
This is my thing.
and
There are other stereotypes
Yeah,
for light-skinned
there
women
is.
that some people don't even take into account
Yeah.
because I think they think that
and it's not light skin,
stereotype.
it's mixed race.
No, light skin.
Light skin.
What-
mixed
what
race,
I'm
saying, bruv?
brownings.
Was it mixed
Light
race or
skin.
light
It
skin?
depends on
It's
what you
both.
consider mixed race. Because
It's
mixed
both.
race could be Asian and black.
It is
or if
both.
you're looking
Yes, whichever
specifically at
Bruv.
white and black,
Black and anything.
then
It
you
is
need light skin.
both.
Okay,
Light skinned
alright.
girls will also be known to seen as easy. They're known as sex objects. They're known to be blah 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 blah. And these are their own stereotypes that light skinned women have to deal with. But
Can I finish?
yeah, sorry, go.
All right. So I've always been able to understand it looking at it from the outside in. But listening to that podcast, it was a short one, but it was the first time it really resonated with me. It's like the sound, it went inside. It didn't just hit my ears. It went through my ears into my head and shook my brain. And I know you were saying that you don't see maybe you've understood it for a long time, and maybe it's the first time that I'm really getting it. But I heard the passion when Dee was saying it. It's like for years and years and years and years. And sometimes it's not about the message that's being put across. Sometimes it's about how long this message is being put across.
Yep.
How forceful it is. So you were talking earlier on about how when you grew up, at some point in your life you wanted to be white, but obviously you grew up and maybe you saw other positive images, and it was your aunts, your mum, whatever, and you realize, oh no, that's I want to be black, and now then it's swung all the way to the other side. I want to be dark black.
She saw her white friend get sunburned and she said, nope, not my life.
Not for me. Maybe, but the point is, maybe you had some positive affirmation of blackness, and then you decided. But if it was only ever in your life, you had, let's say you had white people that brought you up, and all you ever saw was positive affirmation of white people. Maybe up to now you might still want to be white. So I understand with these black people, it's like my whole life I've got it just for being dark skinned. Something that I had no choice over. Right. And when this person has done it, what?
It just makes no sense to me that you are the one telling me now that you only just got it.
No, because
you are the equivalent of the dark skinned girl.
No, the thing with me is I'm not just as much as I am a sensitive person, which I think we all admit to Stavros being a sensitive person. I'm not sensitive in that respect. I get offended at other things. You know, if I'm dark, I'm dark, and you want to say something about me, I am dark, so that's the end of it, isn't it? Yeah. If you say something that I don't believe is true, and you really believe it's true, that's when I might get more offended at that. I don't really get offended at I don't really get offended at the truth. I get offended at things that aren't true, and so anyways, that's why it's never resonated with me. If you insulted me for being black and I insulted you for having a big nose, then we're picking on something about each other and we're just digging at it. It's just jokes in the end of the day. It wasn't something that women, because I've never had the thing with women going around, I'm not going out with you because you're black. I just had women didn't like me at one point in my life. Yes, but I always put it down to I'm ugly, innit?
See, but why was you ugly?
I don't know why.
Do you know why you was ugly?
I don't see myself as good looking.
Do you know why you was ugly?
I don't see myself as good looking.
Because you was dark skinned.
I don't know.
And you know the reason why you don't think yourself as good looking?
Why?
Because you was told that you was ugly.
No.
Because you was dark skinned.
No.
It is.
Who told me I was dark skinned? I mean, who told me I was ugly?
The world told you.
I told myself.
I'll be honest
but the reason why you told yourself
you
you was ugly is because surrounding you, what was seen to be ugly was dark skin.
I'll be honest with you. If he was light skinned with the same feature set that he's got now, he'd still be ugly.
Exactly.
No. I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think.
You're allowed to laugh.
Oh my god.
I don't think. This is saying. I don't think. And I've been told as well by the man at the trade office that Stavros is an ugly person because the man clearly said he's very finer than you. That's what the man told me.
He's finer than you.
That's what the man told me.
But that's a low bar.
I'm higher up echelon.
All I would like to say,
I'll be honest with you, you're all ugly when you sit next to me.
I just wanted to put a point in. You mentioned something about people not wanting to be with you or whatever because of the dark skin.
I know.
You said it wasn't that, but it brought me to something. It just reminded me of something that you were saying about. You was trying to say what about men for something earlier, and it just made me think of, for me personally, like I prefer dark skinned men.
Yeah, we can see that.
I don't like light skin.
So you have your own colorism. Because if you say I want to be dark, then it would be very strange for me to hear a woman say I want to be dark, I want to be dark, I want to be dark, but I want a light skinned man.
See,
then I'd really look at you sideways. So like my children's dad is lighter than me though.
When I was growing up,
so you just went and picked something that you didn't even want.
Because
sometimes that happens. Sometimes you find somebody and it's not like the.
I married a Ghanaian. I understand exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So like you just kind of click.
When I was growing up, the colorism, shadism was equal. It was equal for me anyway. Because dark skin.
In what way?
Because dark skin boys was when it comes to attraction. Because dark skin men was not seen as being attractive.
Yes.
And dark skinned girls was not seen as being attractive.
Oh, you came up in a lighty phase, isn't it?
Yeah, I came up in when
even
people,
that terming's wrong.
Yeah, when people were like, I like light skinned boys with this color eyes
green
eyes.
It
doesn't have to even be green eyes, but it has to be coolie hair. She knows, man. Like the coolie hair, they look like. Hold on.
Aisha, were you one of them women that like that kind of man?
Chico the Barge.
No, it doesn't even have to be Christopher Williams.
I think it's about the person.
It just had to be a light skin.
I'm not one of those like I only date light skin or I only date dark skin.
I am.
Just.
But
I'm more about the person.
It used to be like that. It used to be equal, and I used to be people told me that I was ugly, and it was mostly because I was also fat, but it's also because of the skin tone. Like you're dark skin, and you was African as well. If you was African, that even was like tipping it over the edge. So I was
free ticks.
I was free ticks. Yeah, but I was black, dark skin, fat, and African.
You had bad skin too.
At that time, I wasn't that bad with the bad skin.
I'm trying to think of more things you had.
That's now I got bad skin. Before, I didn't have bad skin. I was alright when I was younger.
He has grayscale.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
I don't know what that is.
that?
It's like Game of Thrones where you touch it and it gives you a disease. Don't worry about it. So when
Does everybody just give out people's business on this podcast?
I don't actually have grayscale.
He doesn't got great. He hasn't really got grayscale.
He tried to insult me.
But he's got grayscale.
It looks like it.
It's got grayscale. It looks like an alligator.
When they got a chance to insult me, they try and take the chance because they know when I come for them, I will get them.
It's over. It'll turn black green.
So black green. What is that? That's like that's
your
children's-
version.
that's
Your
children's-
version of the Hulk?
You know children's shit. You know children's shit come out greenish brown.
My daughter's first shit was black green. Bro.
Exactly what I'm saying. But anyway, so
You look like shit, bruv.
No, wasn't it yellow? When was the yellow process?
That's
The
the
first one is the
Well,
black one, man.
she-
Come out looking like black
green,
solid
man.
black rock.
It must have been a while since I pushed the U out.
Like a meteor.
But
Smooth and everything. Go on, so.
So yeah, so it was on balance, and then at some point it just went like this, and suddenly dark skin guys was in fashion.
In fashion is the word,
Yeah,
bruv.
but
And
then the
Who
fashion
put it in?
stuck though.
Was it the
Morris Chestnut.
Morris Chestnut.
I think
Oh,
Morris
yeah.
Chestnut started it.
Shout out Morris Chestnut.
do you know what? That's
for
a weird
saving
one
us.
because when
And
I
then
was
Tay
younger, I
Diggs.
didn't like Morris Chestnut.
And
But
then
as
Tay
I've got
Diggs.
older,
That was
I
in
do.
your. That was in your. I want to be
it
white
I
period.
thought
That's- we understand.
It
We understand.
weren't. It weren't.
I thought
Yeah.
it was. I thought it was.
Your t-shirt hair.
Tyrese Amistad that did it. What's his name?
Oh boy.
Jamon Hosen.
Yes,
No,
yes.
it's my man that done the Coca-Cola thing.
Yeah,
No,
Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Oh yeah,
Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Easy.
Tyrese, Morris Chestnut,
Look at
Tay
the face
Diggs.
on my girl, you know.
All of them.
Yeah,
Mention
bro.
Tyrese.
It doesn't take a lot for me to just imagine a.
Yeah.
He
Alright.
knows. He knows. Like
What about
he's
Ninja?
a good wingman.
What about Ninja
No,
Man?
he's not. Actually.
What about Ninja Man? You like Ninja?
You like
He dark
ninja.
skin. But is it there? But so yeah,
And
when
there's nothing wrong for women to have this kind of preference as well. But
there isn't nothing wrong with them to have that preference.
No,
Men
but
have,
I've become racist with it because you know how you was like it's about the heart and the mind and the person. I don't care.
oh wow.
no, you
You're a
care.
visual
You care.
person.
After,
you're-
No,
yeah.
of course you care.
Your initial thing is
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
He has to be
The
dark
shade.
skin.
She's
Then-
visual. She's
Right, so
visual.
I don't talk to you if you're not.
But
wow.
you just said that your partner's lighter than you.
I said my
X.
Yeah, but they were dead, weren't it? So
Yeah,
at some
that-
point that wouldn't matter, did it?
Yeah, but she's
that's
changed.
what-
She's evolved.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, she's changed it.
But
to,
I don't
nice.
agree with what
So
Aisha
what
said
if you
either.
met what?
You said that it doesn't make a difference. Would you go with Eastern European from Eastern Bloc?
Eastern European.
Yeah.
I wouldn't date. I prefer black men.
Oh, so you do have a preference?
Oh yeah. In
Okay.
terms
But-
of
but-
that.
I've really
But
tried to
I'm
want
saying
a white
the
man.
shade of the person.
Sorry?
So what
The
did you say?
shade of the person.
The shade of the black person is not the issue.
Yeah, it's
just the
not
fact
the
they're black.
issue.
So you're just
Yeah.
racist.
No, it's just.
It's
I
okay
just,
to be racist. You know, you can be racist.
I'm
like
proud
to
of
date in my
racist.
race.
Sorry?
I just like to date guys.
Within your race.
Yeah. within
Okay, no
my
problem.
race.
All right.
I
so
don't see anything wrong with it, but that's just my preference.
what do you think of your friend then that will only give a dark skinned man a time of day?
Who's her friend? Me.
Yes.
Oh, Lavelle.
Oh.
I think she's
I don't know her.
She's restricting herself from.
Did we walk in together?
Just because I came in with her.
She's restricting herself from coolie hair.
No, she's restricting herself from finding love, innit?
But I don't care for
What
that
if he was
shit,
light
so that's
skinned
cool.
and he treated you really good and
Yeah, she has to
good in
attract-
bed and
She would
wined
not.
and dined
she would
you,
have to-
like he treated you
No,
like
still
a
looking like
queen.
But
You
why would I
would
even-
not be
why would I ever
interested
find
because
out?
he's light.
I'd have
somebody-
to take him
somebody-
to get a tan.
Somebody could say the
Think
same thing
about
to you.
it.
Somebody could say the same thing to you about a white man, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do, but just I just don't date out of my race.
So, but
Because I like
you're
to-
limiting yourself. So,
It could
But
be limiting. In
I'm not saying
terms
there's
of that,
nothing
but
wrong with limiting yourself. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want
yeah,
to do.
that's fine. That's fine. We're only teasing you, really.
Yeah, I've tried to want a white man. Really tried hard.
Why do you want to want? Why do you want to want?
Because I've been doing this black thing for a while, so I thought let's try something new.
Are the black
Right,
men
that's
waste?
how- that's
Are you
how-
saying black men are waste?
So you've
I'm
gone
not
from
saying
dark to
that.
a
I
white man.
said I'd try to do something. I was like, I'm gonna try, but I just couldn't get past not finding them physically attractive. So that was very short lived.
So you're just shallow.
I'm real shallow.
Okay.
I'm unapologetic about it.
So you were trying to basically get your credit score up. Is that what you was?
I was trying to try
I'm
something.
joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
So going back to what I was saying before with the switch, yeah?
Yeah.
So the switch went, and then suddenly dark skin wise was attractive.
And you looked at yourself in the mirror and said,
No, I didn't. I just always thought I was who I am, and I'll find girls how I find girls. But that's just how,
Hey there, you look lost.
that's just how I went. I never ever thought I'm a bit like Stab. I've never thought I was hyperly attractive and blah blah blah. I just know that
It's your fault, yeah. It's your fault.
Sorry,
I actually put it on the floor. And
that
I
was
said,
me.
put it on the floor because if you put it on the table, you're gonna keep banging it. I actually said that to her.
Why are you talking off the mic? I ain't cutting this.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
I didn't hear you say that. I just saw you put it on the floor, but I didn't.
No, I'm glad you didn't listen to him. He doesn't listen to nobody else.
But anyway, so boom, boom, boom. But yeah. So what happened was that we obviously got to the point now where we had now been in fashion, and then it's like we just turned on the dark skin girls. Just turned on them like, you're old now.
You're
fam.
now on your own.
You're
You're
on
now
your
So,
the
so
boss.
you think dark skinned men never insulted dark skinned women before then? You think there was some sort of unity?
No, there was never unity. You used to at times this them then as well.
So then
but at least
we didn't turn our backs
But
on
at
them.
least you had some form of solidarity because you was both not like.
You're
Yeah,
both in the
but-
same camp.
But then as soon as you were like, they doubled down on it.
How? No. How you explain that? I think is wrong. If you're saying that it's always been the case where dark skinned women have got it from everyone or from all black. Well, let's say from everyone because it wouldn't matter what color you are.
Yeah.
Dark skinned women got it from everyone.
Yeah, they did.
And when dark skinned men were in fashion, they never stopped to say, you know what?
Let's bring you in.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even let's bring you in. It's just that now that we're catching some love,
Let's
let's ease back
and
on
share.
you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
We understand our privilege now, because we have a privilege, but we're still taking advantage of the fact
That's exactly what I'm
so
saying.
we haven't changed. Or
That's
well,
exact-
let me not say we, because I've never had a problem with dark skinned women. I don't even get people that have a problem with
I
dark
don't
skinned
get it either.
I don't
as
get
far as I'm
it.
concerned, it's just
Have a preference the same
Yes.
way L'Oreal's talking about. She has her own.
What you call me?
L'Oreal. I said
Because
No,
you're
I've
worth it.
I've been called that. That's why I asked.
L'Oreal. Sorry,
It's
sorry,
alright.
L'Oreal.
I just had to
Sorry,
call that.
sorry,
Yeah, it's
sorry,
cool.
sorry. This is
L'Oreal.
Second
I
time.
don't know. I was from the.
I'm just so
Lorraine,
bad with
L'Oreal.
names. I'm
It's
so
alright.
bad with names.
It's
No,
alright.
it's my fault because I'm a craps when it comes to names, and I apologize.
L'Oreal.
But L'Oreal
'Cause you're
said
worth
that
it, merch, that's-
you are worth it though.
Yeah, I know.
I need to see the hair first though.
I'm worth it. Period. Go on.
Confidence. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, with her preference for dark skinned men, I don't have a problem with anybody having a preference for light skinned people. Well, in fact, you know what? Actually, when dudes say they like light skinned girls, I'm always like, why? I don't get it. I don't. Well, but I get it when a woman says she likes dark skinned men.
I don't have a problem with people that say they like light skinned girls. I don't have a problem with people saying they have light skinned girls. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It tends to come with some abuse of dark skinned women. It tends to come with that. I like it because these blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, why do you have to cuss
Because
the other
black
one?
women are
Yeah,
aggressive.
but that
or
is the reason why they like the light skinned
But
girls.
Stav, you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
you
I
don't
was-
have a preference, or you do have a preference.
No. When it comes to I like black girls, I'm the same as Aysha. Just
What about
black-
your celebrity
black people.
preferences?
What do you mean?
those that are not real but are in.
No,
the
tell me what you mean. Tell me what you're trying to
Alanis
get.
Morissette.
Yeah, but he also likes
No. Hold on, let me finish. Because go on. What are you talking about?
You say you have a preference, and I'm talking about your celebrity preferences. So do you still stick to dark skinned celebrities?
He said he don't have no fucking preference. What's wrong with you? You know,
But he just said he likes dark skinned girls.
The actor actually, he didn't say he liked dark skinned girls. He said he's like Aysha. He just likes black.
Women.
Full stop.
And he looks at the heart. I love the way Aysha talks.
That's not how she talks though.
That's not how she talks.
That's how she talks.
No, I don't know.
That's how
Oh my
Aysha
god, you're
talks.
like
That's
older.
That's not how he talks at all.
That's
That's
not.
how
That's
Aysha
not.
She talks a bit like this.
No.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, love.
No, I don't.
Oh,
We
right,
are
love.
older, Aysha.
I got an amazing voice.
No, I do like Aisha's voice.
Yeah,
I do.
good.
Thank you.
She could,
Yeah, I was gonna say that when they repeat
Thank
it, they're not
you.
saying that it's not amazing. They're just saying that they like it.
My brother said he's gonna sell it.
With your voice. I'm telling you, you could
Put it in
properly,
a
you
box,
could
you know.
properly do the audio
said he's gonna
books.
sell the voice, you know.
You could do
Yeah.
audio books, boy. If you read 12, not 12. If you read,
You're gonna say 12 Years a Slave. innit?
I was meant to say 50 Shades of Grey. I was meant to say 50 Shades. If you read 50
This
Shades,
is
it could be a
12
problem.
Years a Slave. Red Bar. Just
Aysha Scott. Once the whipping commenced,
he walked out of the plantation.
Master James
I'll
said,
take it.
Hold on.
Piss.
Hold on.
I'm joking.
You need to stop
Sorry.
touching that thing, Miss Tactile.
Sorry.
All right. So we've
I
gone
keep messing with
from
the mic.
we've gone from colorism, talking about colorism.
You say what? What is it?
Master James said. Anyway,
All right. We've discussed the colorism issue. Is there anything anybody wants to put a pin on? Why is it your fault? I liked white. What did you think I liked? I liked
Dark
white celebrities or something.
yes.
No, me with my
have
Lupita
your-
fascination and now my new Danae is taking that picture I sent of Danae. I love you, wife. That picture I sent of Danae in the group the other day.
Who?
The one in Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Okoye.
I don't even think I saw it.
Yeah.
She looked good.
Oh, in the dress.
Mr. Wolf, what do you think about this colorism thing?
Boy.
You got a daughter.
Yeah, I mean, I did see those tweets by my girl. I was very disappointed. I'm like I said at the very beginning of this discussion, I'm just tired of people from whatever background you are pillaring my women. Tired of it, whether you're dark skin, light skin, whatever. But you know, for the dark skin women who have had a raw deal, dark skin people even, you know, who've had a raw deal, it's just not a good look. I'm tired of it.
We love you. Tupac cares if don't nobody else cares.
I'm tired of it.
Do we think
and to be honest, these people need to be strung out. An apology for me is not good enough, man. Fuck that.
So what do you want them to do? What, she should get fired?
Yes.
She should get fired from her job.
Yeah.
For a tweet she did 6 years ago.
Yes.
Bro, when you were 17, the stuff you were saying, you want to get done for it now?
Boy.
17.
Didn't she do something recently?
No, it wasn't her. That was Steph London.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Maybe get her to do some community service.
I know some people are going on hard like, oh, just because she's 17, you can't give them a plan. No. But come on now, 17. I think because we're all close to 30 or 40 and stuff like that, it's like we understand.
Maybe.
No, but for me, you know what it is for me. Like, part of her apology was about, she didn't mean to make people feel that way about that community. But she also admitted that when she was younger, she never wanted to let anybody know that she was half Somali.
Yeah, she said that as well.
So for somebody who's mindful enough to know that letting somebody know you're half Somali would end up in a torrent of abuse, how can you then say something against dark-skinned women, knowing full well that that's going to be a torrent of abuse as well?
I'm not having that.
No, I'm sorry, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing while I just said about black skin. Why do I keep saying dark? I'll keep saying black instead of dark. Dark-skinned dudes insulting dark-skinned women now that they have the privilege of being in fashion. Because it's what I feel and what you feel is two different things. I'm not thinking about you when I'm saying what I'm saying. So my views and your views, you have to be an empath before you fall into that category. And most people aren't. They're worrying about themselves. So that actor, you wanted to say something. Let's wrap this up before we move to the next subject. I was
going to say, in the social climate, do we see a change coming? Or are we still going to be on this topic 5-10 years from now?
Nothing changing. Stavros is saying nothing changing.
It's
the only thing that's going to change is people are going to be more careful about what they say in public.
I'm just hoping that they get some slack. Like dark-skinned women can feel a bit more like people are prepared to be on their side.
I think that might be the case a little bit now.
The problem is what's going to happen is they will champion dark-skinned women. They'll take the forefront for a moment, and then one of the prominent people in that space will then get found out for saying some stuff about light-skinned women a long time ago, and then we'll come back to something.
Yeah, but they don't care about light-skinned women. Light-skinned women are not cared about.
Some level of balance.
Light-skinned women are not cared about. They're a bit like skinny people when it comes to fat people.
What do you mean?
Like Monique can call you a skinny bitch, you're this, you're that, all day long.
Yeah.
No one will say nothing about it. Call her a fat bitch, blah, 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 blah. There'll be some form of your fat shaming and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the light skin. You got a preference. You got a privilege
because you have the privilege. It's like black communities being able to insult white people, but a white person couldn't hit back. Because you have the privilege, you can't shut your mouth and sit there.
And you just have to accept it.
That's your privilege.
And that's what I've heard when in a lot of the debates and discussions that's been going on regarding this. Like light skin, a lot of people shout out Comfort because she wrote about it as well. A lot of the things I've been seeing people write about light skin people in this discussion has been disgusting, but people, because they're light skinned, are not even out of a problem. In fact, this very day, I saw Michael Dapros do a video of where he's basically making a joke about how people drink water.
Yes,
and he put lighties as well. The fact that people call them lighties and that's all right, it's fine. It's not a problem either. So he said lighties and how they drink water, and they were being all sweet boyish and blah blah blah. You know how you drink water, simple. And then he put uncles and how uncles drink water and blah blah blah. And He was making a joke, but I was thinking, if this was the other way around and it was the reverse about this how darkies drink water, and they did it in a stereotypical way, because they say that dark skin is men in a way are more aggressive than light skin men. And to be honest, I think a lot of the reason why because the thing about it, if you're being real, yeah, from what I know, the light skin guys were the most aggressive out of the two, because people were always seeing them as being soft because they were light skin. So to counteract it, they used to be quite more aggressive than dark skinned people.
Okay.
I'm just being real.
All right. You think light skinned men overcompensate by being overly aggressive?
At school, they used to be the more aggressive ones.
Okay. All right. We have a couple of topics. Two are ones that actor wanted to mention, so we'll skip over those. And the last one was about Who wants to talk about washing meat?
Why'd you treat the actor like Meg?
Yes, that's who he is. Meg. He is Meg.
You know what?
He is Meg.
That's gonna be
I
the
don't
new
know
profile picture of the group.
I have no idea whose
He's
shot was
Meg.
harder, yours or his. But your shot was harder.
He is Meg. We used to call him Jermaine Jackson.
He's a go.
He used to call him Jermaine
He's a
Jackson,
go, he's a go.
the unnecessary one.
Yeah.
But now he is now Meg.
Meg.
Man.
Sorry, bro, man.
You're not even a dog, bro.
Hang on, is that
why they treat you
which
like
one is
that?
that? Is that Family?
Family Guy.
Family Guy,
yeah.
So Meg is the one that no one cares about. The dad
know,
fucks on her face.
No.
The parents will say they have 2 children. But she's a dad. Sorry.
And she's the oldest, isn't it?
Exactly. That's it.
Damn.
All right.
You didn't answer the question.
Which was what?
Why'd you do it?
Everyone knows why I do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you
She don't know.
Jealousy.
She don't know.
do you want the realness? Some of the questions he brings up are a bit nonsensical.
Okay.
I think you know what I actually think. Let me be real. I think it would be a different kind of podcast with the conversation he brings up, because the type of stuff he brings up are so. How can you put it? It's like look at the ocean, yeah, and you see what's on the top of the ocean. No. I mean, the topics he brings up is something that would look like it's on the top of the ocean. That's what it looks like on the surface level, and he may see what's right down at the bottom, like a million miles down at the bottom. Well, nobody else sees it. All you see is what's on the top, and I can kind of see it once I get past that conversation. But nobody's going to have that conversation that goes down to the bottom, apart from him and maybe certain other people that he may want to discuss with. I could have that conversation with him. It wouldn't start off with me though. He would start it, and then he would start going down, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're not even looking at this thing at the top.
Nobody wants to get to the.
But the thing is, okay, so he's talking about washing meat. He put up a video where women were white women were discussing how they cook meat and how they don't like touching meat, and basically they found a way of they're looking at different ways of taking meat and putting it straight into the pot without touching it. So then a black woman on the panel was like, "What? You don't wash it, you don't season it," and so that's the video that he's put up, and he's like, "We need to discuss it." And it's the second time he's brought up white people not washing meat and seasoning meat. It's the second time he's brought it up.
issue for him.
Yeah, so we could bring it up, but then we're gonna say black people season meat and they wash meat, and some white people don't. And in fact, even some black people don't wash their meat. Yeah,
That's not true.
and then you think all black people?
Yes. I was co-signing everything until then.
I'm telling you,
from the birth.
He said it's
From the
not
birth.
there are some black people that do not season and wash their meat. Shout out South London.
It's a lie, man.
I've never met a black person that don't wash their
There's
meat.
some black people that don't wash themselves.
Do you know what black people are doing?
I've seen black people not season.
But wash.
Really?
There are black people that don't wash themselves. So
There's going to be people
There's
that
gonna
don't
be.
wash their meat, man.
not
There's simple
everyone
things.
can go to the promised land. You got to sacrifice some of these people. Some of them have got to be sacrificed.
So that, for me, that's the very superficial level of it. Yeah, that actor, you take it from there, because I don't. From we've said that, then what? Unless you want to start insulting people, which I don't want to do that. I don't think that's the purpose of this podcast, to start insulting white people for not washing their meat.
I think it's ironic though. I think that we've been called cannibals and savages all of our lives,
But we're clean.
but we're clearly the cleanest,
See, we're going beneath the surface.
and that's where he wanted to go. I'm
Well,
guessing.
I don't know. I'll let him speak for himself.
I don't know. When he was chatting about this belief the service stuff, I didn't believe him.
No, because
I thought he just wanted to talk about the bullshit.
No. When it came up, and I thought, why has he brought this up again? And I said, and I sat there and I thought about it, because I don't like just dismissing the stuff that he brings into the thing, yeah. But so I thought, where's the angle that we can look at this? And then I realized there is a deeper angle, and I'm not even sure what it is, but I'm sure he has something.
He thinks it's funny.
When I sit there,
No, it's not a question of being funny.
When I sit there and talk with him,
Let the man
you,
talk.
you see how sometimes we'll talk about stuff and he'll go into this direction and go, and you're thinking, Prof, how did he get to this point? But that's
I
the
don't
point he's got down
listen
to. I know we don't
Meg.
listen to him very much, but go on then, the actor, take the money.
The reason I brought up the issue, because it's something that's quite important. We all go to restaurants. That maybe are serviced by white people.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not pointing out white people are disgusting, but in this video, it shows that certain white people will say, we don't clean our meat, we don't wash our meat, we don't understand the.
They don't say they don't understand. You're saying they don't understand.
I'm saying they don't understand. They don't understand the theory behind it. If we're going to restaurants and things like that, and we've seen something like this out in the open, are we not concerned about when we're out in that field?
Not necessarily, because KFC have been told now, I think they don't wash their meat.
Oh my
Like
And
that's
that's
it.
not a concern to you.
Yes, because they say that washing your meat means what is it? If you wash it with water,
Yeah, because they say, isn't it about the
Like,
spreads
contaminated.
spreads germs.
Spreads the germs.
So they said, okay, I'm sorry, we're not gonna rinse our. Well, I say rinse, not wash. We're not gonna rinse our meat anymore. So they don't rinse meat.
So instead of like cleaning,
They never did that in the
and
first
they
place.
don't clean around. So basically, they're saying that you're gonna spread germs by washing it, and instead of thinking once I've washed it, clean up after myself, they're just not gonna.
Well, they all say the whole reason why they have this
why I
debate
can't
in the
eat
first
from those
place
places,
is that they say that if you cook it long enough, it will burn off any bacteria that's on that meat.
Which is true.
I just why
But that's why blacks want everything well done.
I just don't eat meat.
There's something wrong with
Yeah.
you.
You're vegan.
No, because
Why?
vegan is a
You're-
complete extreme.
You're a
to something
vegetarian?
Not eating meat. No, I'm pescatarian.
You're a
I have been
pescatarian.
vegan. I have been
So
vegetarian. and I'm they eat
pescatarians.
fish.
All right.
But they don't
But then
wash the
I wash my fish.
yeah,
Sorry,
but what about the restaurant? Do you eat the fish in the restaurant?
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing what the actor said. It is an interesting thought.
No,
Right.
Yeah, you do. And what about the meat that's already seasoned? That's probably not washed. You know. You
Oh,
get
the ones you buy from
roast,
in the pack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay, yeah,
seasoned.
yeah.
And
Did
I've
you
never-
say the roast?
Yeah, but that's what it is,
yeah,
isn't it?
because you get the roast chicken.
I love it.
I've never bought.
Roast.
I've never even when I did eat meat, I never bought pre-seasoned meat.
I did judge her for when you said that. Where's there? I did judge her as well. Like, why are you buying free season meat? What kind of woman is you?
I wasn't saying the judgment. I'm just saying that I just never.
Have you bought pre-seasoned meat before?
Everyone has.
Aisha.
Pre-season.
Pre-season.
No, I don't buy the pre-season. Remember, I don't really eat meat.
Okay, sorry.
Not like.
All right.
Have you seen the gunge on the chicken? It's disgusting. It's like they got this gungy stuff that comes on the chicken now.
The pre-seasoned one or the standard chicken?
Just the standard chicken. Like when you're washing it and you're cleaning it, it's got this like.
Is it not natural? It's
You're
got
not-
funk.
You're not
I don't
supposed.
know what it is.
You're not
what they're
supposed to see
putting
that
on it.
because you're not supposed to wash it.
I know you're not supposed. Exactly. You're not supposed to wash it. It puts me off. It just puts me off all the blood and all that. Oh.
Please.
So what,
Sorry.
so where are we going with this?
I'm leaving it as doctor because I don't.
That was my discussion. That was my point. I've opened it up. Everybody's answered.
It doesn't have to be anything
Then
deep,
you talk,
man.
you talk.
Innit?
No, but for me, it's deep because, like I said, we've been abused over time. We've been ignorance has been used to say, oh, you know, these people are savages. They don't do this. They don't do that, or what have you. And I've found over time, like even in Africa, where we're supposed to have this massive water shortage or what have you, Africans bath more often than the English people did back in the time. The average African probably baths more than an English person does now. Culturally,
it
they
was
just
said that they learned how to bath from the Africans,
the Moors.
and Asians.
African Moors.
So it's just weird, you know what I mean, that we get labelled with this kind of stuff.
True.
And then we're being told now, don't wash your meat. There's another thing coming out about showering every day is supposed to be bad for
Supposed to be
you.
bad for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What kind of foolishness is that?
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Showering's like a life-changing experience. for
It's
me every morning.
hygiene consciousness.
Them South Africans, boy. Is it South Africa or Zimbabwe?
Well,
South
South
Africa,
Africa, just having a water
Yeah,
short.
they're
But
going
no,
through a water short.
they've been having rain at the moment, so it's pretty good.
It got very close to them.
Because day zero is due to come, but they're gonna surpass it because
You
of the
need to
water.
explain what day zero is.
All right,
Not
so
everybody
day zero
knows.
within South Africa is that there will be no water, so the water level has gone down to so low that you have to. They're giving you supply of water. It's 50 gallons per person to use throughout, but because the rain has been falling, the water level has slightly risen. So day zero is now being postponed.
Out of this set up, their reservoir system is completely different than certain other places where it's not been holding the water as much as it should.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have the infrastructure, but because of the corrupt government, no one's willing to put money in to create a different type of water supply system.
I feel like they need to get the white people out. That's why the water's running out. Because I'm joking.
Well, we do know what they're doing in South Africa.
I'm
which is
joking.
Very big.
I was joking.
What's the last topic?
Well, we've run out of time now.
It was a joke.
It was, but basically the thing was,
Just joking.
in Seattle, they've put through a motion that they want to, because weed is now legal in Seattle, or I think it's being made legal. Okay. So they're putting through a motion where they want to, what's the word when you
Vacate.
Exonerate.
them kind of things. Anyone that's been done for like a low weed possession or maybe selling crime and that's in jail for the past, I think it's 30 years.
30 years it was.
For the past 30 years, anyone that's got done for possession of weed or just wipe it off your
They
finger.
shall have it expunged.
So the idea was, do you like the idea of that? Should that be the thing? Should everyone else take lead on that? Anyone else? Because all them states now are starting to legalize weed. They do it state by state in America, not countrywide. And Just what your views were on that?
I like it because it's consistency. Once upon a time, slavery was legal. It became illegal.
Yeah, but then they paid the slave masters money for that.
Yeah, but they were expunged, and no one was ever punished for it. So, you know.
Well, the thing about
I get you.
what they'll do, they would never do that statewide in America because the prisons is a good business for the country.
Anyone else? I didn't read too much into it. It might be not that they kick people out of prison.
They can just shift the focus.
I think it's just
they can ignore the people that went in for these like marijuana stuff, and then they can just concentrate on pedophiles instead.
Oh, they'll never do that because government officials will be in jail.
I think it's a good thing that they're looking into it anyway, and the fact that they're going to do that. Although it's saying so, if somebody's broken the law, they broke the law.
This is the thing.
They broke the law, so it was the law then not to do it. You did it. You broke it. You're in prison. Just because the law's now changed, does that then mean that you didn't break the law in the first place? How does that then? How does that then affect the criminal in the situation?
What do you mean?
Like, I did a crime. I knew in my full knowledge I was doing a crime. Yes, now it's no longer a crime, but at the time I was doing a crime.
Yeah.
But what about looking at
the level of time you've spent incarcerated for that crime?
What about if the system's looking at it like this? It wasn't ever really a crime. We were wrong for suggesting that it was a crime back in that time. Now we've said that it's no longer a crime.
But they were saying it was a crime then. It's almost the same as Mirrors the Maya Jama thing.
How's that?
It's for possession, not for selling. So that's one thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But how much do you have to possess? Do you possession with intent to sell?
It's anyone in it. Because at the end of the day, well,
but it's still a crime to possess this drug, though.
Yes, you can't hold it or sell it unless it was for.
So my thing
medical
my thing still counts, doesn't it?
No, because if you got done for possession, let's say you got done for possession and possession with intent to supply, the minute they say that the crime for possession disappears, your intent to supply also disappears as well.
No, my thing still, what I'm saying still makes sense.
The mayor of Seattle said vacating charges for the misdemeanor marijuana possession is a necessary step towards to correct the injustices of what was a failed war on drugs, which disproportionately affected communities of color.
So he's actually doing it for the blacks.
No, he says he's doing it for people of color.
I don't recognize colors.
The essays are also included in that.
Okay, ladies, you got the last word on this before we go.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm joking. No, I think it's interesting. I think what you said.
If it was the crime at the time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because it was a crime at the time, it is interesting it changes. Just ethically, it's a bit dodgy looking at it. The fact that it used to be a crime and then now because the law's changed, how does that work? But
how much of it did they have? Was it intent to supply? It's going to be quite complicated.
It's low level possession.
Oh, low level.
So it's just you had it in your person.
Personals.
People thought they know you're gonna smoke it or just share it with your bedrooms. There was no reason to sell it.
Well, it was a crime at the time.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, I think they shouldn't be doing it.
So you don't think they should do it?
No, because it was a crime at the time. So for them to revoke it now, I don't know. It's a bit conflicting.
I think change the law for now, but leave the people inside.
Okay, all right. So I actually want to ask if it's right or wrong. So the two ladies, Laurelle and Aysha, think they shouldn't do that. Now it's legal. It's cool. But if you've got done for it before, that's your business. It was a crime at the time.
Yeah.
Wahala, you're saying the same thing or no?
I'm saying that it's a good thing that they're doing, but I just find it interesting that if somebody was a criminal, they're a criminal in it.
So you're giving it the thumbs up.
I think they should do it because of the reasons why they was locking up the people that were locking up.
Which is why?
Well, they would look, as the man just said, it was a disproportionate thing, one crime against people of color. They were doing something against people of color on purpose. They weren't looking up white people for the same crimes they was looking at the black people for. Okay. So that's my reason.
It don't have to be lock up as well. It could be a citation or something. But okay, Simple Simon.
Free the man them.
That actor?
Free the man them.
Okay, and talking
and
about
the women them.
And the women.
Yeah, anybody. Because
man them is a universal term. I call women man them too as well sometimes.
Because most of these people that have been incarcerated, it would be for a low-level possession. It might be like a nickel bag or a dime bag or whatever, and they'll get an extended time period to.
It don't have to be locked up. It don't have to be locked up.
Even that, even if it's a fine or anything like that, or a citation, it may be over the top.
Okay, and Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, same.
All right, one thing quickly before we go, because somebody did ask us to talk about J. Cole in Nigeria, and we didn't touch on it, and we did get
What
asked
happened with J. Cole? I thought we just went and talking about the album in general.
No, so J. Cole went to Nigeria, innit, to promote the album.
Okay.
And the big thing about this is that, in fact, it wasn't really a big thing. And to be honest, there's not much to discuss. But he went out there, he was doing actual songs from his new album. It had only been out a week. And the Nigerian people knew the lyrics for the songs word for word. So it was like it was taken back by the amount of love that he got from Nigeria. But I've seen a couple of the artists now are going to Nigeria and are having quite a good time there. So I'm gonna assume,
well paid.
yeah, I'm gonna assume that they're gonna start seeing a lot more of these stars in Nigeria. It's the first time he's been to Nigeria as well. J. Cole's got a massive following anyway. I didn't know J. Cole's following was this massive.
It's all good for me, yeah, because I go Amsterdam and that to see reggae artists and all the rest of it. If they start going to Nigeria,
Because they're not allowed in this country.
yeah, so if they start going to Nigeria and whatever, I can kill two birds with one stone.
How do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
That the fact that the reggae artists are not allowed in the UK?
No, I think if you're being consistent with your thing, you're being consistent with your thing. You don't like their views, you don't like what they're saying. Don't let them come into the country. Fine.
Yeah. Can you see it as hate speech?
What? Well, yeah, of course it is.
So that's it, man.
I'm not arguing with it. It's a survival story.
Okay. All right, are we done?
Boom, bye.
All right. We are going to do the church notes and the social medias. We'll leave the ladies to the end. So
No, ladies first.
no, get your thoughts. Why?
Because why not?
Would you want to be first or last then?
I think you should let them go first.
How about we let them?
I'm trying to
Decide for
remember what
themselves.
mine.
That's what
I'm trying to remember mine. Go
Exactly.
through,
That's
innit?
what I always give them the time to think about what they're doing first.
Yeah, I'm
because they're
trying to
not-
remember mine.
Okay. So, Simple Simon, you go first. Lady.
Simple Simon at Simple Simon FB. I am 85% beautiful in the face. Better looking than 85% of people in life.
That's your SM.
That is it. But I am.
Is SM social media?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
What?
It's simple.
No,
At Simple Simon
Oh, thank you. No, 'cause
FB.
all that long stuff, I was like, is that?
Oh
what
no.
I'm
At Simple
cool.
Simon FB on Twitter.
Okay, cool.
I was just addressing his
got ya.
what do you call it? His tribe at me or whatever they call it.
Okay.
I'm better looking than 85% of people in life.
That actor.
That's
Yes.
a hashtag.
What's going on? It's the actor on Twitter, the actor on Instagram, spelled DATACTOR.
Do we think that? Do we now say it's a hashtag rather than it's a slogan? Now?
What's that?
Whatever when people say stuff, do we now say it's a hashtag rather than saying it's a slogan?
Yes.
Yeah, basically that's what the culture's gone to.
Doesn't it
Okay.
depend if the person calls it a
social
hashtag or
media.
a slogan?
Depends how old they are. If they're over 50, it's still a slogan.
Slogan. Okay. At Big Wahala on Twitter. At Big Wahala on Insta. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I did say missiles, but okay.
Did you? Oh, I thought
Big
you was,
Wahala.
I thought you was looking at me.
my man, Game of Thrones guy. He just announced a new book.
Did he?
Mm.
What date?
I don't know, but he's coming out. He's decided he's going to write a new book. So
A new
is
book. I don't know. Is he not finishing the book he's supposed to be writing?
I don't know.
He's meant to
Maybe.
have, he's meant to have finished this book that he's supposed to be writing for a long period
Yeah,
of time.
the writers of the TV program just said, you know what, we can't wait for you, I think, innit?
Yeah, and that's why they've carried on.
Yeah.
Big up Morocco, by the way. I didn't even get a chance to say that about Morocco, but big up Morocco.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Game of Thrones guy is apparently writing a new book, so that's coming out soon in Game of Thrones. But yeah, Mr. Wolf, you can catch me on Twitter on AKA_Mr. Wolf. I'm thinking real hard. I can't remember.
You can't catch
Danger, Will Robinson.
And
You can't catch him on Twitter at all.
And
Go on.
yeah, boy, I'll try, man. And Instagram on AKA Mr. Wolf.
He
The wolf's like a Pokemon. You can't catch him.
He does Instagram photos with the
I won't lie,
iPad.
man. I'm really tired, man.
On what? He does Instagram photos with the iPad.
You're joking.
I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. I got no Stavros this week. Let's just run it up
no.
quickly.
Yes, there is a Stavros. Do a Stavros says, man.
He said he ain't got one.
Let's help. Let's pick up because you've already bigged up Not Everyday Podcast. So one of them is one of their people's related to one of this. What's her name? Miss Banks. She just literally released a mixtape this week, innit? That just
Okay,
came
then,
out.
fine. Stavros says is listen to Miss Banks mixtape. She's a UK rap stroke grime artist. I don't know. I'm gonna call her a rapper. And yeah, so she's young. She's British, stroke Ugandan. She's very good, and we want to big her up.
Yeah.
So listen to Miss Banks' new release, which is called
The Coldest Winter Ever.
The Coldest Winter Ever, aka Coming from the South. All right, ladies.
Laurelle Jones at everything. Twitter, Facebook, Insta.
And church notes would be anything you want to promote as well. I know we started off with promoting you, but you can do it quickly.
Change.org. Prosecute fathers. Is that what we're called?
Make absent fathers be responsible for their child.
What she said.
So you're going to go to change.org and search for...
Make absent fathers be responsible for their child. Or you could just put in absent fathers.
Search for absent fathers.
We've got over 500 signatures as well.
How many do you need? You need 100,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
To put it to Parliament.
To put it into Parliament.
Is there a time limit on that?
No.
Okay, so get out there. If you are somebody that feels that men should take care of their children, which should be all of you, get out there, sign this petition, and then, okay, so do your social media, and then I just want to ask you the last question.
So, I'm Aysha Scott. You can go to my website, which is www.ascottproductions.com. You can find me on Instagram, which is official Aysha Scott. Facebook is Aysha Scott, and Twitter is Aysha Scott.
Do you have any church notes?
You can follow my current feature film, which is Absent Movie UK, and that's on all social media.
Okay. All right. So once you get this 100,000, because in Jesus' name you'll make the 100,000.
Yeah.
And then you take it to Parliament, you push it through them. They have to listen to it. What is it you're actually asking for? Because if I'm an absent father and I don't want to look after my picnic, what are you going to tell me? That
why did you have to use patois for that?
Because you know why. No,
I'm not having it.
Listen,
I know why. He's trying to say that the
way we're gonna pull it to Parliament is that you're driving, you speed past the 20 miles an hour limit. You get a letter through your door, and it does what? It makes you go on a workshop, a course to learn about the effects of your speeding.
Potentially, yes.
So why couldn't they implement something like that for an absent father?
As a minimum, so that's
learn
like the minimum.
So workshops to be a better dad.
Yeah, to learn about the impacts that they're causing from their absence to their child. And then obviously severely serial fathers who are just breeding up women and just not being responsible for their kids. They could be prosecuted.
Shout out Jamaicans.
No.
Oh, you're out of order.
That's why
but they've actually got a law in Lagos. It got changed in 2011.
To say what?
Absent fathers get prosecuted.
You see, because Nigerians lead the way.
There's no such thing as absent fathers.
Oh, is that how you converted that?
There's no such thing as absent
go
fathers.
and look online and look at the law.
All Nigerian men do is take a break.
Do you know what? I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm taking a time out.
Hey.
All right, you can find us collectively.
20 years to find myself.
You can find us collectively at ESN Podcast on all your social medias. On Facebook, you can search for Eloquently Saying Nothing. If you want to email us with any questions, comments, or long form asking for advice, it's because the actor knows how to give you that advice. You can send that to esnpodcast@gmail.com. And what's the last thing? Yeah, hashtag ESN Pod everywhere. And that is everything, innit? All right, thank you for listening to episode number 70 of season 2 of the longest running urban podcast in the UK. Because I demand my... What was it?
Your accolades.
I want my accolades.
You want your accolades.
I want my accolades. So thank you very much for listening. And thank you, ladies, for coming through.
Thanks for having
us.
All right, peace.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life. Thank you very much. It's a shame we couldn't get some dark skinned ladies on to talk about the colorism properly, you know.
Thanks for that.
Just these lights.
We're not dark enough now.
God.
He's fake dark.
Did you say just these lights?
Yeah.
He's fake dark skin.
Can't someone say that? God damn, what you say?
Goddamn 47.
Goddamn 47.
Yeah, say that. No, I need my accolade.
Can you vote for us, please, in the British podcast?
Yeah, I tried to do that though.
Oh, where do I do it?
They don't look like the dog.
We've been tweeting it.